All right, what is up, everybody? We are back live in the 815, back with Dan here and Mr. Casey Patina Pit Stop. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Getting used to your first week back on days, huh?
Yeah, I've been on night shift for the last 6 months, and so this week I went back to days, and it's a quite an adjustment of uh, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning after usually getting done with work around 4 or 5 in the morning. So yeah, I am definitely dragging tonight. So I'll do my best to spice it up as much as I can, but probably duck out in about 30 minutes. If you guys are watching, I'll probably be here for a little bit, and then I got to crash. So
Yeah, well, that's exciting though that you're finally back on days. So
yeah, I did not like nights. I just didn't. I was okay like working at night. I didn't have a problem with that. My only problem is on my days off, I couldn't never get anything done. I would just sleep or just never couldn't get my clock right. And on my days off, then I would sleep too much. And so I'm excited to be back with non-vampire hours. So
how long were you on nights for?
like 6 months. So I was pretty fortunate. I've been with the company for a year, and I got kind of lucky at the beginning, and they didn't put me on nights right away. But now that I've moved up high enough in seniority, now I got a day schedule, so I'm hoping I don't ever have to go back.
Yeah, I did nights for a long time, and I was ready when I switched, and I said I wouldn't go back to nights again. But Wasted here says the nighttime is the right time.
No,
Not to work. There's other things you should be doing, not working.
absolutely. I did that third shift for God about 8 years, and it just killed me.
Yeah, it's rough. So I'm glad to be back on days.
So it's like we got Tim Webb in here. What's up, Tim? We got Wasted in here. We got Dudes with Wrenches. He says he just works all the time.
Well, my shift was pretty much I'd start most nights around 6 o'clock at night and work till 4 or 5 in the morning. So yeah, I would usually typically work about an 11-hour shift. So now I'm just going to do 11 hours during the day instead of at night. So.
Still a lot of hours though.
Yeah, it's a 4-day work week, so that part's nice. But it's still
Oh, that'd be nice.
yeah. So that's the nice part. But it's not consistent. I work like this week. I worked Monday. I was off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'm off Tuesday, and then I work like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or it's never the same. I have like every other weekend off. That's about the only thing that is consistent. So
What is it that you do, or do you mind saying?
I am a truck driver, and I haul cars. And the company I work for sells cars over the internet, and I'll just leave it at that. So I just move cars around. That's all I do.
Do
Nine
you,
cars at a time.
do you load them, or
Yep. Load them, unload them. I can probably load 9 cars in about an hour to hour and 15 minutes. I can unload them in about 30 to 40 minutes. Now that I've been doing it long enough, I'll be 1 year next month. So it's interesting. It's a good job, and the company I'm working for I really like. Uh, Never hauled cars before, and but it's interesting. I'll say that it's a pretty good job though.
do you ever haul anything like super rare or super cool, or is it all just your average cars?
Um, it's funny, the cars that we would consider cool, um, you know, uh, Hellcats or Demons or Corvettes or Camaros, all those cars, they suck to load and unload. They are the worst. If you have a Corvette and you have to load it, it's like, oh man, because they sit so low, they're hard to get on and off the truck without scraping. Um, One of the main things you do is you basically hang out the window to be able to see where the ramps are. Well, Camaros, Challengers, Corvettes, you can't get you can't get out the window. You can't. The windows are only like this tall, so you can't like wedge yourself up and try to see out the window. So they're terrible. And then if it's a stick shift, it's even harder because you use your left foot to push yourself up high enough in the seat so you can see. Well, if it's a stick, well then now you're having to use the left foot as a clutch, so it's funny. Like, those aren't the fun cars to load and unload. Like, they're the least amount of fun. And so you hate them when you have to load and unload them. And then, it's not like you can go play. There's cameras everywhere. So it's not like I'm going to go, and I'm only driving them, 50 feet anyway. So, they sound cool, but that's about it.
Just you then? You don't have anybody loading with you or anything to spot you?
Not usually, no. And then, because I was on nights, everything was in the dark. So then that makes it more challenging. And then, it starts raining or snowing and you're trying to, load a, 500 horsepower, Challenger onto a slick, and if you start to spin, then it starts to go sideways. Well, then you'll fall off the ramps and, it makes it's more stressful. And me being a car guy, I worry, I don't want to mess up the Hellcat or the Corvette or something. The other drivers, they don't probably care. Like, if they scratch it, they're like, oh, well, it's just another car. I'm like, no, that's a demon. You don't want to mess that one up. So I get personally attached. Like, I don't want to mess up the Corvette, if it's the Prius, fine, crush it. I don't care. But,
So to go right off the end of the ramp.
Right. Just Dukes of Hazzard right off the top. I don't care. But
boys are at it again.
Yeah. So I feel bad I've damaged a couple of cars, not terrible, but you make mistakes. You just can't. You do so many cars on and off over and over again. You grab the wrong lever, or you pull the lever and you're looking this way, but something over here moves, and then you're like, oh no, and you hear crunch. So
that's what insurance is for.
Yeah, when I've done it, I'm like, I'm sorry, and they're like, that's okay, don't do it again. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so
I want this job.
Yeah, they're like, it's gonna happen. Like, it happens to everybody. It's part of doing business. They know that cars are gonna get dinked up and scratched, and mirrors are gonna fall off and stuff like that. Because you're moving so many cars, you're gonna damage stuff. So,
do you drive around and pick them up at different places, or how does that work? Do you pick them up at one spot, and then do you deliver them to car lots or to people?
So the way this company works is they're nationwide. So basically, we just run within a 4-hour radius of where I'm at. So from Nashville, we go to Indianapolis, Atlanta, Georgia, Memphis, Knoxville. Basically anywhere that's 4 hours in any direction from Nashville, and I'll take anywhere from 1 car to 9 cars to that location, wherever it is. Let's say tomorrow I'm going to Memphis. So I'll run to Memphis and I'll empty the cars that I have. And then whatever cars that need to go back to Nashville, I'll load them up, come back and unload them. So it's 4 hours there, 4 hours back, but an hour to load, an hour to unload, reload. So that's why it's about an 11-hour day typically. But they make it where we're always back every night. So or every day. You should be back every day, unless you break down or there's a huge traffic accident and you're stuck in traffic for 4 hours and you can't move. Then they'll get you a hotel and you'll have to stay the night someplace. In 1 year, I've never had an overnight. I've never got stuck where but it happens, either weather, like I said, traffic, or a breakdown, and they just can't get you fixed. You just stay at a hotel. They'll put you in a hotel for the night. So.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been watching any of the Sick Week stuff?
I've been watching a ton of it. I am so mad I didn't go. I think I put a message in our little group feed. I was off, like I said, this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just the way my schedule worked out. And I was looking, literally map questing it. And I was like, okay, if I left tonight, I could get to Gainesville in 9 hours, and I could watch them race for a couple hours and then drive home the next day, and I could still be at work the next day. And I was like, I can make it happen, but I don't have a car that I trust to drive that far without stealing my wife's car, and I don't think she would have approved. So.
Yeah, I'm mad I didn't go. I had thought about trying to get a media pass and going, and I was like, yeah, and I never did. And now seeing all the pictures and videos, I should have just did it. And next time I have any idea like that, I'm just gonna do it because this would have been awesome. There's so much cool stuff going on. I've seen you commenting like different groups. I think it was whose was it? Was it Vice Grip Garage you posted about one of his passes?
Yeah. I was watching some of the live stuff, and he made a pass, and I think he ran like a 1020 something in the Independence Chevelle, and it's got a 273 gear, and which is terrible, and he's got it like when he leaves the line, he's got the timing like pulling way all a bunch of timing out of it because he's only got a 10-bolt rear end, and he doesn't want to grenade the rear end. So the thing is leaving soft, and he's going down the track, and he let off, and I was like, and he almost like he can't go faster than 10.0 for his because of his cage, and I'm like, that car would run low 9-second quarter miles if he had a gear and he let it rip easily, which is just crazy. So yeah, I posted on the Vice Grip Garage fan page because it just had happened, and I posted it right away. And I think last time I looked, it's like 400 likes, and it's got a ton of comments. Like, I should have turned it off because my little Facebook thing is just blowing up because people keep liking and commenting on it. I mean, I should have done it under the Patina pit stop. I should have used that to post it, but it's super cool to see that car going that fast. Yeah, I should have went. I got to do a drag and drive. I've wanted to do one when Hot Rod Drag Week came out in 2005 or 6 or whatever. I was like, this is my kind of event. This is what I want to do. And I've signed up twice, I think, for a drag week, and I was on the wait list both times and didn't go because I really didn't have my car ready, but I wanted to like sign up in case like I got in, then I was like, okay, that's going to motivate me to get ready. I think I'm going to push really hard to try to do Race Week 2.0 this year. That's my goal. That's really what I'm going to concentrate on, getting my car going and ready and get all the bugs worked out of it. And I'm probably going to shoot for like the 14.0 class, even though my wagon will do mid 13s. It won't be fast enough to go 13.0. So I'll slow it down to 14.0 and just to say I did it. That's what I want to do. So
I can take the 240 and be in the same class with you. That could be fun.
There we go. Yeah, we could have that competition next.
So I got this pulled up. I'm going to show this. I'm not sure if you saw it, but there was just a pretty wicked accident. So for anybody that's watching the live feed that maybe hadn't seen it, go ahead and check this out.
Here we go! Nice 119.60, no, it falls silent. Aiden all the way down the left side. 820, he matches his career best number, but oh no, he's in the wall. Oh, that is not good. He is in the wall. Everybody way back. Everybody, please stay where you are. Everybody, please stay where you are. Let the safety crew do their job. Please do not.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So he did get out and he is all right, but man, could you imagine?
Yeah, and I mean, the way it looked, I mean, it looked like as soon as he let off the gas, it just dead hooked right, which is probably something broke or a tire went down or something. I mean, it can't. That's just
saying they think he got out of the grooves in the end and it pulled the car real hard. Because I was actually setting up for the live stream and I heard in the other room them start to race again. I was like, oh, I walk in there real quick and I just walk up to my computer as he's crashing. I was like, oh, shoot. I was like looking at the guys. I think that was Tom Bailey's son. And I rewind it real quick. I was like, oh, it was. Holy crap.
Yeah. And I love that car. I mean, obviously that car is like right in line. It's a station wagon and it's got patina. I mean, that thing is, I hate that car got destroyed. That's I mean, and the way it rolled, so you know
Oh yeah.
it's it's in rough shape. But it had a really good cage. I know it had like a funny car cage in it, so you know, all the safety stuff on that car. I'm glad that he's okay. But yeah, it's a shame to end the week. Tom Bailey kind of, I mean, I know this is his event and the event went great, but he broke day one. He dropped a valve or something, and then to have this end the week, you know, he's probably, there's a lot of highs and lows for them right now, you know, celebrating the success of the week, but just a couple of, you know, devastating things at the beginning and the end of the week. Just that's tough.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping when Narps gets back, we can get him on one of these lives and he can kind of tell us everything from his point of view since he's there. I'm excited to hear some of his stories. So hopefully we'll be able to get him on. I'm sure he won't do it right away because after being gone for a week, I'm sure family time's going to be top on his priority. So maybe in the next week or so, it'd be kind of cool to have him on and listen to some of his stories.
I'm mad at him for going, so I don't even want to talk to him. I don't even. It's just not fair. Does he even have a job? I mean, he's gone to these things all the time. My wife, she'd kill me. I don't know how he does that stuff.
Absolutely.
I can't hardly keep her happy, and I'm here. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the key. Be gone for a week, and she's like, "Good, get out of here." I don't know.
You just gotta say it's all for the YouTube.
Right. For the $68 a month I make. Yay! Good job, Mike. I'm picking on you, Mike. We're not even monetized, so we can't even. We're doing it for nothing.
Right.
Doing it for kicks.
So the other thing that we'll talk about is just before this, about an hour ago, we dropped our second video of our 3-part series on the DIY engine stand startup video right behind us. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about everything that was in this video. Not too much.
Yeah, not too much. No spoilers, right? So started out with Re-Looming the wire harness. That was an entire video just dedicated to tearing this thing down and getting it ready to actually re-loom it. It just took so god awful long to do. And it's just not the fun stuff, but everybody wanted, we got a lot of requests for it. People want to know how to do an engine stand startup. So I decided to be very verbose about this and kind of provide as much information as I possibly could. That way I answered everybody's questions. So I know it's tedious and long-winded at times, but I think the second video, I kind of pick it up a little bit and start getting into the more fruitful stuff to actually show it's, you know, what we're working with and what we're going to end up with. So second video is all about looming the harness after we've already decided what we need to remove. And then I think I finished out the second video with it ready, all wired up for a 3-wire startup. And then the third video, we're going to go into starting the thing on the engine stand. So fuel system, doing the tune, and was just firing it up. Oh, and some safety stuff too. So, because, you know, we're all about safety here.
So yeah, you can see it sitting behind us right now. That's the 5.3 from the BMW. For people that don't know, Project Hold My Beer, that is full of JB Weld. And I don't see any drops on the floor, so it must be okay.
Yeah, we've already finished filming all 3, so I mean, you can kind of figure out what's going on. No spoilers, but we try to start it.
So wait a minute, it's full of JB Weld. What's wrong? Why has it got JB Weld in it?
So back when it was in the BMW, I was dealing with some injector issues, and I'm not going to say who was at fault here. One of the injectors hung wide open, hydro-locked the cylinder, and I bent and broke a rod. And then that rod punched a hole in the side of the block. So this one came out. It screws with me. This one came out, and now there's a 6-liter in the BMW with the twin turbos. And this one, man, this is really screwy. This one now has about 3 pounds of JB Weld on the block, and we're going to use that as the burnout car.
I didn't realize that that's how you fixed it.
That's right. That's why it says hold my beer.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was going to say you should get some Flex Seal, but I don't think that would have done it. So,
Maybe for the gaskets, maybe we'll just pull all the gaskets off and do Flex Seal. I heard that works good for the head gasket for about
right. That's what.
a couple pounds of nitrous
until he hits the nitrous, right? Yeah.
Hey, hell no!
Flex Seal the block, or JB weld the block. I mean,
it wasn't a hole in the block. It was cracked.
There was a pretty long crack in the block. I mean, you couldn't see daylight, but once I started cutting out trying to like gouge out the crack so the JB weld can actually get in there, then you could see through. So, but it was more or less the skirt of the block. So, where I think it's going to fail is, and I'm hoping it fails. It's got to fail. I want it to fail spectacularly because I don't want this thing to be in one piece when we come back. And I think what it's going to fail is I think once it starts heat cycling, that crack's going to go up to the cylinder wall, and hopefully that just lets go.
Oh, okay. Yep. That sounds about right. Hopefully you get like a little bit of time. It's
only got to do one burnout.
Right. But I mean, like more than like 30 seconds. I mean, you don't want to, 6 seconds in, it just poof, and then everyone's like, oh,
well, I mean, I could always fill the coolant passages with concrete.
Right. Just go until it overheats, till it just melts itself up. Yeah.
That's a good 5-minute burnout.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it should hold.
Jeez.
I mean, shoot, Cletus made a 7-second pass with no coolant.
Right, with no coolant. Now. Right.
So we can do this.
Yeah. So we're getting about 20 minutes in here. I know you want to cut off kind of early. Do you want to kind of start talking about how when was the last time we were on? It's been about
3 weeks.
Has it been that long?
I think so. I don't know. 2 or 3 weeks.
Something like that. I know it's been a little bit, but what did you see over the last time span since we were last live?
So when we went live that night, I gained 10 subscribers just that night. And then I lost 7 the next day. So I netted 3. So I'll take it. And then the next day I went on the Car Guy and Six Fan show. And I don't know if some of those came back or what happened, but basically in a 2-day period, I gained like 20 subscribers. So my biggest 1-2 day ever, I'll take it. That was an awesome, like if you look at my graph, it's like 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 16, 2, 3, 2, 3. Like it's just so funny. It's like just one spike and then everything's just consistent. I think in the last 7 days I have 7 subscribers. Like it's like perfectly level. In the past 90 days I have 120. It's like just over 1 a day, and that's kind of where I've been at. So I did drop. I hate saying this because that's how I posted my first short. I didn't drop a short. I didn't drop my shorts.
You drop your shorts.
I posted a short. First time I've done that. I got like 700 views on that in the first 24 hours, and I've gotten like 100 views in the 2 weeks since. So I got a little bit of a jump from that. I think I gained like 3 subs from that. I was going to post a bunch more, and when I didn't see it keep going, I kind of got discouraged. And the last video I posted was the one with my dad's cars, his Roadrunner and his 57 Chevy. I am super proud of that video. I spent like 6 hours editing that video, trying to make it like TV quality, just like something that was interesting to watch, really good transitions. I spent a lot more time on it. Usually I get in a hurry, and towards the end of the video, I kind of let things go that I'd fix at the beginning, and then I kind of get sloppy at the end. And I really spent a lot of time on the video, and I really thought it is the best video I've produced up until this point. And it's got like 100 views, and it really has just been like a kick in the shorts, shorts, but it is what's that? 101 views. Right. And probably like I know my dad says he watched it twice because he's like, "This is a great video." I'm like, "Dad, it's all your cars. Of course you think it's a great video." He's like, "No, it's really good." I'm like, "Well, yeah, because it's all about you in your garage." And so, yeah, it was. He's like, "Well, okay, but you did a really good job. Thanks, Dad." But you're going to say that. So yeah, of those 101 views, between it's like my dad and my mom, and the friends I posted it to, that's where all the views came from. And I really kind of was hoping that one would get a little bit more love than it did. So I don't know if I should change the thumbnail or the title or the keywords. I don't know, but it definitely has kind of, I don't know. I thought I was going to gain something with that video, and I haven't really seen the love off of that one. So
it was definitely a cool video for sure. I really liked it. I hear you when you put a lot of time in. The video that I did, my buddy's garage, I thought that video turned out excellent. We had 2 camera views. We were switching between the views, like same thing. I thought the video turned out great. It was a series swap. It's kind of like the new thing that's going on, and same thing. It hasn't done a whole lot yet.
Yeah. It's you gotta, I guess, like that kind of video will be good when I have a fan base or have a steady following. I almost feel like I just need to do gimmicks until I get people to watch me. You know what I mean? Like that's almost, which I don't want to do that, but it's almost like what you have to do. You have to stand out right now because there's so many car guys doing this stuff. So
yeah. So your official number here is 618.
618. So I think the last time, what were we at? What was I at? 585.
You were 585, I believe.
Yep, that's right. So, like I said, I got a huge jump from the Car Guy and Six Fan Show. So thanks again to those guys for having me on. I had a great time on that video with them. We had a lot of fun talking, and definitely huge boost in my numbers and the day or two around that. So that was a lot of fun to do that. So yeah, 618. I thought I was going to close the gap, but that was short lived. So I need to get the bottle out and start spraying, I guess, or something. I got to do something.
So you went from 585 to 618. Have you seen where we're at today?
I looked. You haven't gapped me by 100 yet, so that's good.
So we last finished at 650, I believe, or 651, and we are currently at 710. And I see Wasted is in the background here. He's going to jump on shortly. I see him shaking his head because I'm getting pretty close to him as well. So yeah, we went from 651 to 710, which is what we are currently at. So I mean, we're getting there. It's not for a lack of effort. I tell you, the amount of time I spend pushing this channel on different platforms is probably a part-time job. So,
I mean, but it's definitely working.
Yes.
It's definitely, I'm doing the slow and steady thing, and this can be something that you can use it's a good way to like show somebody the side by side. I'm not changing really a whole lot of what I'm doing. You're pushing, and look at the difference, that's happened over the past month and a half that we're into this. I mean, it's impressive, and it's really cool to see what you guys are doing. And if I could get off my butt and not get my feelings hurt when people don't watch my videos, then I would be okay. But I got my feelings hurt, so now I'm like, I don't want to play with YouTube anymore.
it's a struggle for sure, and the problem is I pay so much attention now. I push the channel. The days that I don't see much progress it's like, why isn't it working today? Yesterday it was 5 new subscribers. Today it's 0. So
yeah,
I'm probably doing too much to the point where I'm paying too much attention, but for right now it's working, and I'm just going to keep doing it, and hopefully we can push ourselves to this 1,000, but we're still really, really low on our watch hours. So I thought we were at about 800, but that's 800 hours over the past 365 days, which includes the shorts. That doesn't count towards monetization. So we're actually only just over 600 watched hours that actually count. So that is going to be a hurdle for sure.
Yeah.
But it has been going up, though. I mean, we've been seeing actual exponential growth on it. And I thought it was going to be more linear with the subscriber base and how many hours we actually get watched. But it seems that the more subscribers you get, the more it actually jumps kind of vertically when it's climbing up on watched hours. It's kind of weird. I think it's your stuff gets pushed out there more once you start hitting the higher subscriber count.
I think your LS startup or the LS, how to, wire it up, how to tune it, I think that's going to be huge for you. If you can get that, it's not great. I don't think it's going to be great for your subscriber count, but it's going to be great for your hours viewed. How do I'm pulling my small block out, I'm putting an LS in. How do I wire it without having to buy a Holly system? Or, how do I get this to work basically? Or how do I got this engine, I want to see if it's any good. Can I start it on my engine stand?
Yep.
That's the kind of thing that's going to help you guys huge when they can see a simple way to do it, even if it is a little bit tedious to watch the video. But if it's a learning video like that, that's going to be huge as far as.
And that's why I broke it into the 3 videos, is because I looked at it as, well, it's like I'm kind of doing more than the average person who's going to just kind of happen on us is looking for. So they're going to either want to see how to convert the harness, or they're going to want to see maybe how to loom it, or they're maybe going to want to just see how to start it on the engine stand. So hopefully not putting it all in one long 3-hour video that's going to make people kind of skim through it and just kind of ignore it. Maybe we'll get more watched hours if I break it up into the 3 videos.
Right. Yeah. Someone that just wants to figure out how to wire it, they can, if they can find those keywords and that can pull that up, that's going to be great for that. Like I said, my most popular video is a how-to video, and it's a 3-minute long video, and that's where I get most of my hours, most of my views. And that wasn't intentional. It was the second video I ever posted. It was just a silly, hey, I'm trying to cut this exhaust with this, and I'm using a zip tie. And that's the video that's really carries me as far as hours goes. So that's going to help you guys, I think, because everyone's trying to do LS stuff. And so you want a simple, easy way to do it. So I think your hours are going to really go. So I know what the next race will be, because I'm probably going to lose the race to 1,000. But then we can have a race to monetization. I can't even monetization race. That's what we'll do next. So I'll be trying to get to the 1,000, and you guys will be trying to get to the 4,000. So that'll be, because you guys are killing me on the subs. But then if I can, by the time I get the subs, you guys should be creaming up on the hours. So then that'll be the part 2 of our race to get to monetization.
Your motivation has to be to not get to the 100 behind.
Yeah, I know. I work the next 4 days, and then I'm only off.
We might get you then.
Yeah.
We need 8 in 4 days.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to drop my shorts, but I guess I'm going to have to drop some shorts. I got to do something.
Wasted, are you ready? We're going to bring in Wasted here. I know you're going to jump off here in a second, but he is kind of in this whole realm of where we're at too. So he's not really officially in our race, but
we're still coming for him.
I like to give him.
Oh, you're gonna pass me. That's a for sure. And I actually have a lot of insight into all the things you've been talking about, because I've been doing this for 2 years and coming in for a lot of that. So the hard push, it's don't think you're going to stay on this 120, 130 a month thing. It's going to, I did the same thing when I came into the live community and started doing these runs. I was doing 145. I think the best I saw was 160 subscribers in a 28-day period. It was gangbusters. And it's 100% because you're getting out in front of new eyes. And the more eyes you get out in front of, the more fish you're going to catch, essentially. And so all of the work and everything you're doing, going to these different platforms, like I applaud you for going to Reddit, because that is no man's land. Like
it was kind of rough at first, but it's like
there's a reason people don't go there
on that.
Yeah, no, Reddit is a terrible cesspool to get into. Once you get into a good Reddit community, you're good. But I mean, they got teeth out and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, they don't like it when it's like, oh, your YouTube channel.
How dare you come ask us? You know what I mean? They're all hoity-toity and whatnot.
And actually, I have only had a couple people even kind of be like that. The vast majority of them so far is like, yeah, I'm checking it out. This is a cool build. You know,
that's good. I'm glad you guys got into a good community then for that, because that's not necessarily all the case. I've always kind of just stayed away from Reddit because it's, you know, whatever. But Facebook was a good one. That's how I got into the community for the live streams we were doing. But I mean, like I said, like anything else, man, you hit it and you get it out in new eyes, and then it picks up. Shorts, you were talking about doing these shorts, and I was big no shorts, not a fan, except in my videos when I'm welding in flip-flops. And I'm telling you, man, I put out shorts, and there's no rhyme or reason to what the ones that hit. I just put out one. I used to work on jets, and I have some videos of jets doing like full afterburner and cool shit. You want to put some people on some videos, you put up some jet videos. I had one that hit for 2,000 views, and then I chopped it up, same everything, put it back out. It never hit at all, never hit the feed. And same day I dropped it, just later on, same time, kept everything the same tags, everything, and just YouTube never hit it to the feed. So there's no rhyme or reason to shorts from what I've been able to gather with that. But Midnight Road went to a car show. I don't know if you've seen Midnight Road Garage. If you guys haven't, go check him out. He went to a car show and did a short on all of the cool cars, just like a 20-second walk around on all the cool cars, and dropped 22 shorts on a Saturday. He did, what did he end up doing? 68,000 views and something like, I want to say almost 100 subscribers. And not all of those hit, and none of them hit big, but they all hit a little and more here and there. You know what I mean? So the one thing I have learned from the short thing, and I'm planning on doing it now, is save up some shorts and just flood it. There is apparently there's a limit on how much you can drop in one day. I know you can do it at least 22 because he did it. And then the ones that didn't hit, he's recycled all of those, left the originals ones up, and just posted them again at a different time in a batch. And then so I think he had 4 that didn't hit at all. He recycled them just the other day, dropped all 4, 2 of them hit. And then he's just going to keep doing that down the road. So it's a numbers game, I think, for...
See, I did it kind of different because I didn't want to put them all out at once because I was afraid that would happen. Yeah. So I did every day. I did one for 7 days, and it's still, none of them really took off. They all kind of sat around the 1,000 mark, but the one still on Instagram, I just looked at it now. The same video is posted on Instagram, Facebook, which combines the views.
Yep.
TikTok and YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts, it's got 120 something views. TikTok, it's got 2750 views. And here between Facebook and Instagram, it's now at 470,000 views.
And unfortunate part about that is that hasn't turned into a whole lot of anything, has it? Like, you didn't get a whole bunch of subscribers or followers even on Instagram.
I did get some followers on Instagram.
What kind of numbers?
Not nothing crazy. I'd have to go back and look, but
because you would think on 400,000 views you'd pick up like 100, 200 followers. You would think, but I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I've gone up a little bit, and I comment to everybody, and some of them are general questions like how do you prevent getting a stuck lifter, because that's what the video's on.
Yeah.
Some of them are just, bashing GM LS for their poor design, which, I agree with them on that one. So
There's a reason everyone sells a delete kit for that.
So it's got about a little over 100 comments. So
That's
I
good.
comment to every one of those.
And that's the key. Hopefully people like that and they come back. It's just that, like I said, the rhyme and reason on it is, if someone figures it out and wants to, I love the videos, and these guys only put out these videos so guys like us come to watch their videos and thus give them their thing. But no one has any real concrete what does what. It's just everyone's opinion on it. You know what I mean? So try different things, and we call it YouTube science in the little community of guys that we talk to. It's like, let's throw this at the wall and see what sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Real quick, I want to give Casey, I know you want to jump off here. I want to give you a chance to kind of say some parting words and let everybody know where they can find you on the different platforms. I know you got to be up early in the morning. I don't want to keep you too late.
Well, first I want to say hi to Destroyer 1320. I see that he's on here, and I see that Wood and Metal Garage is giving me the WTF. Thanks, bro. I'll work on it. Okay.
That's wasted talent fabrications.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, "What the fuck, Casey?
Demonetized.
What the fuck? What are you doing? Thumbs up to 815, Casey. You pick up the game, man."
No.
I read it as.
That's me. That happens a lot, actually.
I didn't think about that. So yeah, right there, foot and mouth. Good job, Casey. What's going on with me? So check out Instagram, Patina Pit Stop, my YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Please go check out my video about my dad's cars, my dad's garage, my dad's cars. I put a lot of time and effort in that video. Tell me what I did wrong, but I think it's a great video. It's some of the best work I've done this far. Each video I do is getting better and better. It's just, I think I'm only up to like 30 some videos. So, I'm trying to, try some different things to figure out what's going to work. I'm trying to get better about editing and making better content. I want to make something that I want to watch, and, that other people want to watch too. So, I don't know what I'm going to put my next video. I did a shift kit in my station wagon like 3 months ago, and I filmed it, and I haven't finished it. Like when I got done, my shifter is out of adjustment, and then it got cold, and so I just haven't touched my car since then. So I need to kind of wrap up that and then do my shift kit video update on my fancy daily driver Applebee's, the Mercedes-Benz. It's gone. I sold it Tuesday night. I think I sold it Tuesday night. And so my dad bought it for $500. He put $500 into it. He brought it up to me. He said, "Merry Christmas." I was going to give him $1,000. He said, "Just take it." So I got a free Mercedes-Benz. I put $200 into it, brakes, and got the tag and everything on it. So I had $200 into it. I put 400 miles on it, and the transmission was not happy. So I did a bunch of research. There's a switch in the transmission. I pulled the switch out. It says this O-ring goes bad. Transmission fluid leaks by it, messes up the switch. I cleaned up the switch, put a new O-ring on it, put it back in, never shifted again. So pulled the switch back out, and I'm like, it can't go in wrong. I don't know. I disconnect the battery, rehooked it up, tried to do some kind of reset with the transmission. I Googled and YouTubed everything. I could not figure it out. I'm like, I'm not going to put any more time or money into this car. It's got 275,000 miles on it. So I put it on Marketplace for $750. My phone was blowing up. I got just message after message. And I got 2 offers for $400, one for $450. One guy showed up and said, he looked at it and he goes, "Oh, it's got 275,000 miles on it." I'm like, "Yeah, just like the ad says."
Yeah.
And he's like, he pulls out his pocket $400 and he goes, "Here's $400." And I'm like, "No." And he's like, well, it's got. I'm like, it said 275,000, and he
Yeah.
goes, well, here's $400. I'm like, no. And he had his truck and trailer and everything. I said it won't shift, and he's like, no. And I'm like, all right, see ya. I closed the door. I started walking away, and he goes, what do you want? I said 500, because that was better than anyone else had offered me. And he goes, oh, come on, man, $400. No. I'm like, and I started walking away, and he got in his truck. He closed the door, and then I hear the door open back up, and he comes back out. He gave me $500. I'm like, thanks, bud.
Yep.
So yeah. So I got my $500 out of it. The Mercedes is gone, and all that money is going right back into the station wagon. So that's hopefully I'm going to order a cold case radiator. That's the next thing I'm doing. And I'll do some videos about that once I get the radiator. So the plans for the S10 to be a drag car are on the back burner until I can get another daily driver that will last longer than 400 miles. So
Yeah, well, at least you still got something. And heck, the S10 made it all the way down to your dad, so it should be all right for a day.
I know. I was really getting worried about the S10. It was really getting kind of rattly. Like the engine sounds like it's knocking. One day I said, I'm just going to put some better gas in it. And yeah, I know, LS, yeah. And so I put 93 octane in it, and it was a spark knock. So I don't know why. If it's just, it doesn't like ethanol gas. You have to think 86, the computer is, doesn't understand ethanol. So it didn't like, or maybe I got bad gas. I don't know. But so S10's hanging in there. I just changed the oil every 1,000 miles, and I add oil every 500 miles. So eventually it should start being clean. Every time you pull the dipstick out, it looks like burnt coffee. I mean, it's bad. And I change it like every 1,000 miles, and it's just the engine. I pulled the valve cover off, and it's just caked with burnt oil. So no one ever took care of it.
I hear you can just like swap it out for gasoline, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do. I should
don't do that.
Right? It cleans it right out.
Cleans it out. Yeah. No, it's really bad. Like it's burns oil really. It looks like a choo-choo train. When you pull the breather off, it's just puffing smoke out of it. So
tell everybody it's a diesel.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. That's why I wanted something else to drive, and then I already got a power glide for the S10. I was going to put a power glide in it and a small block, and I was going to put a stock small block in it and make it race ready. No, an LS will blow up that 10-bolt rear end.
No,
put an 8.8 behind it.
I still have the factory rear end in the BMW right now. It's an independent rear suspension.
Now,
I
coming
haven't
from a
blown it up
man,
yet. I've watched it pretty good.
I've blown up a mini 10 volts. Let me tell you what. So you just got to worry about the hard launches. You just got to roll into it. That's what you got to remember.
But see, I'm a drag racer, and I want to do wheelies.
8.8 swap. We can do it in a weekend.
I got 2 of those too. It's fine.
Yeah,
I know.
You've got 2. You've got 2 of everything.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to be up in like 4 hours or something. No, not that. But I appreciate everyone watching. Check out my channel. Please go check out. Please unsubscribe to these guys and subscribe to this guy.
You can stay with me because I'm not in this. But
right.
That guy,
yeah. That WTF guy down there. You can subscribe to him.
What the?
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Later. Oh man.
He go.
Yeah, so how are you guys doing?
Doing freaking glad the week's over.
I would like to address one thing Patina said now that he's gone. Anything's a daily as long as you daily it.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I've dailied some things that
correct.
Yeah, I've dailied some things that should have never been dailied.
Yes. Most of my daily stuff is not the best stuff I own by far. So it just makes it to work daily. Good.
Mm-hmm. That's all it has to do.
So when I was in high school, I was into, Fast and Furious just came out. So of course I had an import. So I had a Honda Civic, and I, did a body kit and all the cool stuff. And
The things you do. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're that age, yep.
Yep.
So every winter I would go and buy a new daily, and I would drive it through the winter, and then I would sell it in the spring and drive my Honda all year. So I've had Geo Metros, I've had BMW, I think it was a 318i, I've had Neons, I've had all kinds of stuff. So, and don't go buy a BMW 318 in the middle of the night when you're like 19 because you think it's cool, and then you wake up and your winter vehicle doesn't actually have heat in it.
You don't need that.
Yeah.
Just like-
That's why they make blankets.
Kind of
Blankets, and you get those what are those little heat packs you can shake up and put in your pockets.
Whoa. Demonetized.
No, that's a shake weight. Different thing altogether.
Gotcha.
So you
Speaking of which, you got one in the. Oh, there you go.
You buy yourself like a 12-volt hub of plugins to go into your cigarette lighter. Then you get those electric ones that you just sit on your desk that blow air up there. You'll need about 5.
I had one, and it kind of defrosted the windows.
Yeah, that's what you
not
need.
much.
Got to get 5.
That's the 5.
Yeah, sometimes you got to suffer with those dailies to get the cool stuff. That's for sure.
I had So when I started really going in on the Jeep, I had a Jeep when I really started going in on the Z, and it was a 97, and it had a computer issue where it would not want to start and flood fuel through the motor, and
Jeep stuff.
Yeah, Jeep stuff. Backfire and blow up the freaking muffler and stuff, because we gutted the cat because it melted, and
That
Jeep
was
stuff.
Problem right there.
Well, it melted the cat, and then that's why we gutted it.
Oh.
Because what it would like to do is not run and then dump all the fuel down, and then it would catch on fire and then melt the catalytic converter. It was cool things.
Seems fine.
Yeah, it was legit.
So I actually had that Honda up until I bought the 240. So I had it way longer than I should have. It had carbon fiber hood and trunk. It had body kit. It had the neon lights. It had Lamborghini doors. It had TVs, and it was everything that you would have saw in Fast and Furious. Towards the end,
I don't see anything wrong with this.
16-year-old's wet dream.
Stripping everything back down and back to stock right before I sold it. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to be done with cars for now. And then I had a pocket full of cash, and that 240 came for sale, and I was like, I'm not done with cars yet. And that guy was asking, it originally went up for 10 grand. He had it down to 7,500, and I messaged him on a Friday night, and I said, I'll give you 5 grand cash tomorrow. That's what I have in my pocket. And he's like, no, I'm shipping it to somebody. And I was like, you don't want to ship a car to somebody. I'll come buy it tomorrow. And we went back and forth for a while, and he ended up taking some of the aftermarket parts off, but I ended up getting it from him for 5 grand, which is what I sold my 95 Civic for, was 5 grand. So I made out pretty good on that deal.
That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I was going to say, only thing I didn't have on that list for the Z is the freaking flip up doors.
Yeah.
Everything else you just mentioned on that list of 16-year-old is on that car now. In fact, I had a dude on TikTok say that the car is really nice, but the ghost flames really kill the vibe. It's 2022. That's so 2000s. I'm like,
yeah, I saw that.
When do you think that thing was painted there, bud?
Right.
It's not like I just did that.
So I was anti everything that is Fast and the Furious. Like those movies upset me because they wrecked the only good cars that were in them. So
no shit.
Yeah. So
I don't know. The Supra is a good car. Yeah. I'm just saying. Get out of here. And you know that freaking Charger didn't actually pull a real wheelie, right? Just saying.
I'll pull your wheelie. Hey,
nor did it actually have a blower on it.
Nor did it actually have a real blower on it. Yeah.
Hey,
exactly.
It had a real blower on it.
Yeah.
And blowing your intake gaskets makes the floor fall out. But hey,
yes. Danger to manifold.
Yeah.
I did see somebody on Sick Week actually blew up their intake. They blew the welds off the intake, and I was trying to find the meme to post on there, but I also kind of felt bad that they broke their car, so I didn't actually
Yeah.
post it. But it was like the perfect opportunity.
Somebody
Come on.
somebody has done it by now. Yeah, that's happened.
You got to scumbag it sometime or another.
Yes.
So when I was the 17 or so, I decided I wanted to own a 69 Camaro because that's cooler than any Honda. And I went and looked at one. And that turned into acquiring a 76 AMC Gremlin.
Same thing.
And yeah, same thing. I mean,
Totally.
and then we body worked it and painted it neon orange and put green underglows on it and filled it full of subs. And we
so
put some
you
flames
did
on it.
join the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, but I was
Right.
so much cooler. I mean, it was.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't the Supra orange with green neon lights?
It was.
America, though.
I mean, yeah, it's faster than overnighting it from Japan, I guess.
Yeah, 'cause, AMC America. That's all you need to know.
Arca.
Okay.
The wheelbase was 8 foot long. It's fine. That made it fast. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Right.
it was rated as the most aerodynamic car built domestically in 1976.
And what ended up happening to that poor?
Well,
Poor car.
things. Let's just say you can only build something so long and destroy it so much before you got to sell it. You just let it be into the world.
Now that is somebody else's problem.
And the worst part
Speak
is,
for yourself.
yeah,
We're going to destroy this thing a lot.
the thing about owning a 76 Gremlin that nobody knows what it is, they always want to call it a Pacer. And you're like, no. It's the Murph Mobile. No, it's not. It's not. That's not a Gremlin. But it was the first car that taught me, like, I've owned a lot of different cars, but that was the one where people would, like, stop you on the interstate and want to talk to you about it. And it's just like, what is going on? I just love this thing. I always knew somebody that had one, and this isn't a good car. Why are we talking about it? But I thought it was cool because, I had it all, shackled up in the back with big Kragers, and it was spinners on the front, little center spinner posts. It was nuts.
You guys had way cooler first vehicles than me.
That wasn't my first vehicle. My first vehicle was way cooler. That was I bought this because Camaro.
Oh, I'm gonna say. Well, also all of my cars were not very cool until I got my Z. Actually, so I had a Ford 1983 Ford Club Wagon was my first car.
That's so cool.
It was 460 big block van on like 30-inch Wildcats. It was every daughter's or father's worst nightmare coming down the road. We had captain's chairs and a bed in the back and huge stereo underneath the bed that you open up the back doors and it was a party when you showed up. And then the state of Oregon decided about a year and a half after I got my license that I didn't need to have that anymore. So I finished out the rest of my time there without said license. And then after I joined the Navy, I bought a Zuzu Amigo. That was my second car. Yeah,
I'm picturing you in an Amigo now.
Oh yeah, my big ass in the little. Yeah, it was the drop top one with the pop out window, 5-speed manual.
Poor little Amigo.
E-brake, 2-wheel drive. It was like a Jeep, but a little more flamboyant, if you will. And I called it the little Barbie Jeep, and we rolled it everywhere. I had a band pass box that took up the entire back behind that seat with 2 crappy Sony subs in it and a crappy Sony amp from the exchange. And I had built that stereo to where it hit way harder than $150 worth of shitty electronics should hit. People are like, what is in that thing? And I was like, with the right box, you can do anything, boys.
That's right.
And I rolled that thing all the way up to the day I traded the damn thing in on my Z.
In that Civic, I had 2 Kicker L7s, the square.
Ooh,
Dang, boy. Ooh.
I had 2
10s or 12s.
10s.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've got one of those in the back of my Z.
I have 2 15s of those.
Ooh.
I had
Big spender.
2 1300 watt amps, 1 for each sub, and a 1 farad cap. And I'm
Nice.
surprised I did not blow the back window out of that car.
So
I actually blew the wire that connected the coil to the I forget what the other piece is, but the little wire that connects to the cone. I actually broke that, and I soldered it back together as many times as I could, and then it stopped working after a while. But those were the best subs I had ever had.
So I've got
Wow.
in the back of that Z, I've got 2 Kicker Comp 12s, the round ones, and then I've got the one L710 in the back of that, and that 10 hits way harder than both those 12s together. But I ruined the stereo in the Z when I did fiberglass boxes.
Oh.
I built it because it looks cool, and you get the paint match, and for car shows it was the way to go. But for the stereo sounding good, it sucks now. They just do not do what they're supposed to. So then I built.
It dampens too much.
Say what?
I think it dampens it too much. The fiberglass likes to absorb a lot of that.
It does, and then you get a little bit of flex in the fiberglass too if you don't build like 2 separate compartments and whatnot. So then I've got a Toyota Tacoma X Runner that we cut the back seat, fold down seat bullshit out of it and built sub boxes, and I put it's got provisions for 3 10-inch JL W7s. I only ever put 2 in there because after hooking the 2 up on the 1 amp, I realized that it was way too much subwoofer for that little tiny truck.
Yeah.
It will literally take your breath away.
So here's something I want to, now that we're talking about the audio, this world we live in now, what has happened with the audio? Like, I remember running like 4,000 watts of anything. It was like, oh my God. And now it's like, you don't got 25,000, bro? Like, what's...
I tell you what, I'm not up on the world of what's
nuts.
going on nowadays.
Watch some of that competition stuff, and it's insane. I'm like,
the competitions were insane back in the day too.
Yeah, but not that bad. I mean,
I remember seeing like the Sony trucks that would come through from time to time. My buddy's dad had a shop, and they would bring these trucks in that were full of 10-inch subwoofers, like 170 10-inch subwoofers in a Dodge Dakota. They were ridiculous.
So what I ran in my Gremlin was 4 RFP 3212 Rockford Fosgate subs, and they're dual voice coil, and I run 2 Memphis 1,000-watt D-series amps, and then a bunch of titanium tweeters everywhere to just be awesome, because I love how those sound. But
ear piercing.
Yeah. And the thing about a Gremlin you need to know is the glass in the back is just held together with some pop-up struts and a chrome edging. Like, there's nothing that really holds the glass. So, and there's nothing that really latches it all that well either. So you start pumping a lot of sound out it, and it starts rattling, and then things fall apart, and the glass literally just falls out of its frame and just hits the ground, and you go, I guess Lexane's cool,
And of course, you always had to have the sponge under the license plate.
I dynomatted mine. It actually worked just as well.
So one other thing that I did with that car when I had it, I remember it was homecoming night, and I decided to shave the door handles and install door poppers where I just kind of hit my foot underneath it, and it would pop the doors open, and then I could Lambo them up. I had way too much Bondo in that door that it was almost too heavy for it to stay up on its own. So rather than like do it the right way and like weld in a panel and then Bondo over it, I just filled the hole with Bondo.
That's like 20 pounds.
It was a lot. And I did the same thing on the trunk. I shaved where the license plate went, which is an even bigger spot.
That was an entire gallon of Bondo in there, wasn't it?
I tell you what, I would weld it now, knowing what I know today.
Yeah.
I did not know what I know today back then, and it was just fill it with Bondo.
So like the hatch on my Z, because it's got that veil side wing, which is 1,000,000 pounds. I have a strut that's made that actually locks in at the bottom and has a little push pin at the top, so it'll hold that damn thing open because it weighs a ridiculous amount with that stupid wing on there. But it looks cool, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
All that matters.
I had one of those big wings on up until I put a carbon fiber trunk on, and then I made it so the trunk popped open, but then it would fold back down, so it sat in the same position as when it's closed, but when it was open.
Nice.
It was pretty much everything that you saw if you went to a hot import nights back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to spend the money on a carbon trunk lid or hatch for that car. In fact, the only reason my car has a carbon hood on it is because they screwed up and sent me a carbon. I ordered the fiberglass one.
So I bought the carbon fiber trunk new, and they sent me 2 on accident.
Nice.
I don't exactly remember what I did with it. I would imagine I sold it, but I really legit don't remember. But the hood, when I got the carbon fiber hood, I was only driving my Neon at the time, so I put the carbon fiber hood inside the Dodge Neon, and it rested on my head for the couple hour drive I had to get it home, because it was like dirt cheap. Because I'm the type of person that will travel way farther than I need to get a good deal on a part.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I drove.
I have my limitations.
Yeah, it was 4 hours one way to pick up a rear end I didn't really need in an F-150 that probably shouldn't have driven there in a snowstorm. Just to say that, yeah, sure, it's fine.
I went and picked up a fridge in a snowstorm one time and almost got hit by a fire truck that was drifting onto the freeway in the snow. Like, we're sitting here and not going anywhere, and the fire truck comes on and it just slides towards us, and I was like, we're gonna get hit by a fire truck.
No, that's the right person to hit you. I mean, they got all the stuff to fix you.
Yeah, they would have been real ready to be on the scene.
Yeah, I also picked up something else that night, and I can't remember what it was, but I remember I was gone most of the night to go get these car parts, and I'm pretty sure I got lost on my way back. It was before GPS on phone, so I'm pretty sure I had a flip phone back then. So,
oh man, you got to have the Atlas with you.
I don't know if I had I think I had a Garmin, but I don't think I had it back then.
Oh.
I don't remember. I have a problem with remembering a lot of things from my past. Like, I only remember bits and pieces of stuff. So,
well, you know what they say, doing some things will lead to short-term memory loss or something like that. Weird.
yeah, concussion, something like that. Right?
Oh yeah, that doesn't help either.
That's fine.
Well, did you see the old the autopsy came back on old what was it, Bob Saget the other day?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I did see that.
Yeah, he bumped his head.
Trauma.
Bumped his head and died of COVID.
Yep. Yep. Blunt force trauma, fractured skull.
They said they released all of that, like he just said, and then the very last thing, the most important thing to end it on was, oh, by the way, he had COVID, tested positive for COVID as well, and I think they missed a real opportunity there, because everyone else is like, oh, so he died of COVID. Okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure the way you said it the first time was exactly how the title read when I saw it, though.
That was verbatim how, yeah. Good times. What a day to, well, I've said this a couple of times recently, and even in our little chat here. What a time to be alive, fellas.
Right.
Sure.
So here's actually some of the other cars that I've owned.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, a little Honda right there, huh?
It's got a little Trans Am there.
Yep, had that. There was the Geo Metro that I had for one winter. Those are masking tape stripes, by the way.
You're an equal opportunity hater right here.
That was a 3-cylinder, and it could be picked up with 4 people, and you could carry the car around. We did it at a movie theater one night.
Yeah.
We picked it up and we moved it from one stall to the next stall.
Geo is the only car I've ever been part of where an engine change was done by hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's doable.
You could also have somebody stand on the back hatch. Oh, speaking of, here's my buddy.
Don't ask.
He was here part of this too, but we would get a couple dudes standing on the back of the car, and it was a manual. So if you just stuck it in first gear and just mashed the gas, let off the gas, mashed it, with 2 guys on the back, you could lift the front wheels off the ground.
Doing wheelies.
We also, Will and I here actually, or no, it wasn't Will. It was somebody. We got pulled over for doing reverse donuts in a parking lot.
Get pulled over in a parking lot.
Yeah, he was pretty funny about it. I had a Neon. I had a Cutlass and I bought it for the motor, and I took the motor out and then sold the car because it was pretty rotted.
I was about to say, I was like, that one didn't look like it was driving around much.
Yeah.
Now, it was before I bought it, but I bought it to take the motor out, but everything else was pretty rotted on it. Another Honda. That Honda.
You were totally that guy.
Oh yeah.
I probably was. I had a motorcycle. I had a Sirocco.
Oh man.
That name makes it horrible.
Yep.
This is probably one of my favorite cars that I bought, though. This I got. It's a RX-7.
Okay.
It's a rotary engine. My wife had come home, and she's like, my boss has this car. It's something. It's got a 7 in it. That was the description I got. I was like, okay, so it's an RX-7. She's like, yeah, it needs work, and he wants $250 for it. So I was like, that's my price.
Bucks. Yeah, that's.
So
that's
we live in the Midwest. It's cold, and I grabbed $250, and I went over there, and this guy was a salesman for a furniture store, I believe, and he drove a Lincoln Navigator, and this was his fun car, and said it needed a clutch. So I jumped in. Definitely was that guy.
Doesn't need a clutch today.
It'll be fine.
What it was is it was cold, and you just had to let it warm up, and it drove fine.
Sure.
So it had 77,000 original miles on it. It was a manual trans. It did have a dent in the driver door that actually kept the door lock from opening. So you actually had to crawl on the passenger side. I never fixed it because I sold the car before I ever fixed it. But yeah, it was a rear-wheel drive, 77,000 original miles, super clean car. Sold it for $2,000.
Should have LS swapped it.
Yeah.
If I had it today, I probably would have.
No, probably about it.
This is another one I wish I would have kept. It was a 46 Dodge pickup. I pulled that out of a field for, I can't remember, a few $100.
Looks like you took some of the field with it.
Yeah. Might have grabbed a little there, bud.
The guy had a tow truck on his property and actually lifted the front of it up, put it on my trailer, and lifted the back up, and I backed the trailer up underneath it, and that's how I got it home.
That's really cheating, because you know how many times I've gone to look at something and made the decision not to buy it just because of how much of a pain in the ass it was going to be to get it out of there. Yep. Sometimes that's a good help for your decision. For your bad
just
decision.
Made that decision for a burnout vehicle. It's like, nope, too much crap in there is buried. I'm not pulling it out. It's cold.
Yeah, we went and looked at a Dakota, and it had 2 engines in the bed of the truck, and it had one tire that wasn't even on the rim. And I was like, we're not getting this on the trailer.
Yeah. If it's still there when it gets a little warmer out, we might grab it. But they wanted like $500 for it. Even had a replacement engine for the thing. I was like, I don't have anywhere to put all that crap. And it looks like a pain to pull that up on a trailer, and we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So let's leave.
Yeah, that is the one thing about having a bunch of space is you have so much room for activities. So
well, the space we have is where this motor's sitting right now. That's the only open space. Everything else is cool.
Where at my place where all the videos are shot, there was a like half of acre of yard around the garage. So there was always a lot of stuff there. When it came time to move, it was like, crap, I have to get rid of all of this stuff.
All the stuff.
Yeah. I had a pile of scrap that was the size of freaking the ramp truck.
Yeah, I sent you that picture. That's just like a corner of stuff.
My buddy Will here has got 5 acres, so usually when I need to store something, if it can be outdoors, I bring it to his house. But now we kind of got to start hiding it from his wife now that she knows I bring stuff out there.
Yeah.
See, I just have a dad that is just like, put it in that row. It's fine.
That row.
So I'll tell you a story on the. I met a guy who was kind of a scrapper by trade, and he collected things. And I had to drive an hour and something to go meet him because he had some big blocks for sale. So I was like, all right, big block Chevys, I'm there. And we go over there and we make a price out, get a big block off him. And he's like, well, I got 4 more if you want to take them for about $150 a piece. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, they're a little harder to get to, so we had to pull some stuff out of the way. And he's got this big 15-passenger full-panel Chevy 3/4-ton van just sunk in the dirt. And he pops the back doors open, and here's all these big blocks in the back of this van. We're just like, how do we get them out? And he's
Take
like,
the van.
well, that's the hard part. I used to have a lot of friends that helped me put them in there by hand, and
Yo,
there's a whole lot of just like,
Jeez.
well, this is going to get fun.
get
So-
the what?
So it was a whole lot of just, we tied chains around him and drug him out with the truck. And then we actually got his tractor to load him in the back of the pickup. It's like, it's fine. They're just rebuilders.
So how many did you end up getting?
4.
Nice.
Sounds
It's a
about
nice
right.
haul.
Yeah. It's just all.
It seems like a lot of weight in the bed of a pickup there.
No, you just bring the 1-tons. We don't own much less than a 1-ton anymore.
Fair.
I learned my lesson with half-tons the hard way. Get real tired of breaking leaf springs.
I was going to say, is there a story here?
Well,
There's a story for almost everything here, boys.
yeah, exactly. When you go over a little whoopie on a gravel road and you hear kind of a tang, 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 and you look back and you go, pretty sure that was
No.
leaf springs.
And the whole truck's just doing this number now.
Instant lowering kit.
Yeah.
You're smelling tire smoke, but not in a good way.
Yeah, it's got the Carolina squat in one
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah. Dudes was the OG Carolina squat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
started it all.
It was working for reals.
As long as you're not tossing wheel bearings through windows.
Hey, it's fine.
Ah, yes.
Don't you worry about that.
Listen, he just really liked that window and wanted to own it.
Yep, twice. The broken one and the new one.
Well, I don't. Did you get to keep the new one? I feel like you just bought the broken one.
Well, I
you know?
mean, it's kind of like going in art that's in a museum. You just drive by and look at it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you see every now and then you drive by, go look. That's my window.
It's my window. Seen it? It's awesome.
And that, sir, is how you get a permanent van.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're really shitty about that.
that's how you do it.
No sense
Yeah.
of humor, those guys.
No sympathy. They're all just like, that guy. I try to keep my temper in check for the most part, but I'm better at just, I just won't go to this parts store for a little while.
Are you getting a Skype call too?
I heard a ding.
Because if you are, that's creepy. Because that's what happened to
Oh,
Cletus the other
Cletus.
day. His troll found his Skype and started calling him.
There we go. We muted it.
It's fine. Who
Yeah,
has
don't worry.
Skype on their computer?
Yeah, what's
Listen,
That's what I want to know. Are
I
you an old man?
I
Did we
don't.
not know?
don't have that here.
I remember setting up Skype for so many elderly people, so I'm just
So-
starting to wonder.
Have you guys have done some Holly kits, right?
Nope.
The Terminator?
Yeah, Terminator.
Yeah, I did that one on the Fox body.
Okay. So you can only run one O2 sensor on that, correct?
Ooh.
So
Yes.
I'm looking. So I want to bring the Z into the 2020s with a Holly system because I just have the stock GTO computer with a bastardized tune and a bastardized harness from 2010, and so I had multiple problems with losing the crank sensor, and it doesn't want to start because it doesn't have the cam sensor in the front. It's been a pigtail issue more than once, and now it's doing it again. It's part of the reason why we didn't get it tuned in the last video. That and the fact it was leaking everywhere from everything. And so I'm running dual exhaust on that car, obviously, and dual O2 sensors. But with the Terminator, I can only run the one. So what the hell do I do about that?
You just tune it on the one bank.
Just turn on the one
Yeah.
bank and hope
Yep.
the other
And then
bank
if you
is-
need to, if you think you have an issue, you can swap it over. So you
Okay,
just
so leave them both plugged in. I can leave them up to a spot where I can swap it.
or if you have one wideband, because it's running a wideband, not a narrow band.
Yeah.
So you get the little screw-in plugs and
Yeah.
just plug the one hole. So like
Okay.
on the Mustang, we have one of them plugged and we have the other one open.
Okay.
And if once we do more tuning on it, say it's in the driver's side bank right now, we just check the passenger side bank to make sure it's okay. So you swap it over.
Okay.
But it only needs to run
Okay.
from one.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, because
if you have
what
one
I'm
that's drastically different, you already have a problem.
Well, and so the deal is, I'm wanting to put the basic model on because I want to go away from the drive-by-wire because I've also had issues with that. So I want to go to a cable. So I was thinking about putting an Icon 102 on it because I have an issue with the distance between the double core radiator I put in it and the front of that 102 mil fast intake, which is why if you look in the videos and in the pictures lately, it's got a terribly cobbled together, gets bigger, smaller rubber hose. It's terrible, the intake, but that's on it. But it was what I could do to get it running. I had this really nice stainless steel cut and pie cut TIG welded intake, but when I put the bigger radiator on to fix the fact that it liked to get hot on me, that doesn't fit anymore. And it was one of those where now we're gonna do hood rat things.
But did you fix the hot thing though?
What hot thing?
Well, you said you had to put a bigger radiator because it was getting hot.
Oh yes, that part. Yes. Well, it had a stock 350Z radiator in it, so anything was a step in the right
what
direction.
What were you doing there?
It worked for years.
It'll
just
be
not
fine.
when it was real hot. As long as you didn't drive it when it was really hot out, very slow, you were fine.
Drive it in the dark and cold weather, it's fine.
No, if it was hot out in daytime, you just had to go really fast all the time.
Okay.
And you have a T56, right?
Yes.
Do you get a lot of heat in the tunnel from that?
It gets warm, but I can't tell if that's the fact that the big ass headers and stainless exhaust sits right against the floors and tunnel area, or if it's the transmission. It's kind of
okay.
But my transmission's not nearly as loud as what you've said yours is.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe your transmission has a problem.
Yours might have some issues there, bud.
You have 1 7/8 headers as well.
Yep, 1 7/8 sticky headers.
Yeah, that's what I have too, and I've got mine wrapped. But
yep, I just wrapped, and that made a huge difference.
My leg is like warm when I'm driving that thing, and I've got a convertible too, and it's I can feel the heat.
Yeah, so mine doesn't get that. It's not that hot. But I have full interior and everything and whatnot, so I don't know.
Yeah,
so
mine's got carpet and everything. So
yeah, I have not saved any weight on anything in that car. We've only added.
So I don't have a heating issue at all. My transmission runs good and cold, and my motor runs good and cold in the Camaro you see down below. But I have not wrapped the headers, which I really want to do. And the exhaust all comes right into the passenger side. And when you're sitting in the passenger seat, when it's any temperature outside, you start sweating. And it's just like, and you don't need, like, if it's 50 degrees outside and it's cold, the car has no heat, but it doesn't need it. Like... And those cars are notoriously bad about airflow. Like, if you have the windows all the way down, it doesn't matter. Air does not come into the car. So
I've not had a whole lot of problem with heat in the car. What sucks in the car is when it rains, because you don't really want to ever run with the windows all the way up in that car, because it does get a little warm. If like the windows are closed and it's warm outside and raining, that's the worst because it fogs and it gets really hot, and you got to turn the defrost on to get the fog off the windshield, and then it's just even hotter. And
I don't have defrost. I don't have any of that.
I have
working
defrost.
wipers.
I have working wipers. I have all of that. The only thing I don't have is AC, and it was one of those where there just wasn't enough room and there wasn't enough time. And 10 years later, there's still not been either
of those things.
Yeah, I thought about putting AC on the BMW. Then I was like, nope, I want turbos.
See, the Z is never going to be the turbo. That's what the Subaru is for. The Subaru will be the one that makes the spoolie noises and all of that.
Sweet, sweet noises.
Yeah, well, so listen, that naturally aspirated stroker motor makes pretty good noises.
Oh yeah.
And the way the torque and everything runs in on that motor, for what that little car is, there's a reason you don't see a ton of not a lot of the Z cars are ever really turboed. You know what I mean? For the drifter guys, some of them are, but it's so overkill because a naturally aspirated, block with good headwork and whatnot makes plenty to blow the rear ends off those things and slide them around.
You mean twice the horsepower is enough? Like,
yes.
What is that? Did you say it was a 408?
It's about 406 with the bore and stroke and all of that, from what I've been told. So it's bored 20 over with a 4-inch stroke. Yeah, I didn't do
The
the math on
4.8
it.
liter. He doesn't even know.
I didn't do the math on it.
4.3.
The motor guy did the freaking math on it. I didn't bore it out and do the stroke and all that. That was what I pay a guy for that, and that worked out well the second time, not the first time. I thought it was creepy.
I'll have to get a video of the noise my trains makes. Everything drives and it's fine, but it's noisy.
Yeah.
That picture is why I hate T-top Camaros.
Why?
Because as you notice, I'm taller than the car. If you look at it.
Oh, I figured you were like sitting up out of it on purpose.
No.
Oh.
That's just me sitting upright in the car without leaning back drastically.
Oh. I've never sat in one of those, and from that picture,
Yeah.
I'm going to go, I never will.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's a constant leaning back sensation.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
So what you need is turbo, so you're always leaning back.
Oh, that'll fix that problem. I like how you fix things. You know, I'm digging this.
One of these.
Yes.
One of these.
Yeah, a blown up 5.3.
Oh, I was like,
Dudes is
that doesn't
not
fix
the
anything.
LS guy.
Yeah.
Why
Oh
is
no,
there-
Dudes is definitely not an LS guy. Dudes will be a Honda K Series guy before he's an LS guy.
That's probably true. I own one LS, and I'm very unhappy with it. So it's proving nothing to me ever.
Whatever.
Is that your truck, the 6.0 you were talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing's such a turd.
It's saddled down with all of the stock emissions and then loaded to a big ass heavy truck. I mean, gee, I wonder why.
Well, be cooler. That's all I got to say to it. Be cooler.
Okay.
Damn that thing.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying a 5.9 Hemi was better?
Well, I didn't say that.
Okay, so what about what does Ford make that we care about in the same comparable?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. So
I just really
We're
wish it was an
left
8.1. Then I'd be happier.
oh well, I mean, yeah. You're not wrong.
Definitely.
I mean, other than you couldn't do anything else with it other than run it in that truck, but you know, tomato.
Hey, bud. So
What?
an
What?
8.1 is a tall deck Chevy big block. It is a Chevy big block. It's identical to all the Chevy small blocks,
It's a Vortec,
big
though.
blocks.
Yeah.
It's
I-
irrelevant.
I
The actual bell housing and the mounting is exactly the same as all old school big blocks.
I get it, but you can't do anything with them.
Yes, you
That's right.
can.
What do
You are
what?
full of it. If you just
What are you
pull out
gonna
your
do?
big checkbook and you write all the big checks, you can make like 800 horsepower naturally aspirated.
You're right. 800 horsepower naturally aspirated. I mean, cool. I make like 550 maybe. I don't know. I never got a dyno naturally
And
aspirated.
I can weigh twice what you weigh, and it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It weighs a half of what it weighs. There's a reason there's no aftermarket support for that thing. It's
There's
just
no aftermarket support because it was a very niche market to begin with.
yes.
I think Lawrence Tolman, his YouTube channel, he turboed one. So
Did he? How
yeah,
did
he
it-
actually switched it over to a complete LS ECU.
Okay.
What's good,
He
boys?
also said you put any power to it at all, you'll destroy it.
Yeah, I was
But he
gonna
did
say.
put turbo on
I'd imagine it looked like Jamie's block after 80 psi.
Dude, that was amazing. That's what I'm hoping for this.
Well-
that was. I could not like when they said they blew it up with 80 psi. I was just like, oh, okay, and then you see the crack, and you're like, oh wow, okay, and then they pull the whole top end of the block
Yeah.
off of the rest of the block, and I'm just
Wow.
like, that is just. Did you see? There's a picture
Yes.
of it when it's blowing up, and it's just got smoke everywhere. It
And
looks
I
like the
just
whole
can't
car-
believe some piece of shrapnel didn't catch somebody there.
it didn't
mean-
even shoot any real shat metal out.
But that's-
The way it cracked,
I was
and
blown
the
away.
head came up, it just lifted. Yeah,
Yeah, it just went kabunk. That's
yeah.
like,
For
wow.
80 psi though, that is insane. It really makes you appreciate when like those big diesel billet motors come apart at like what is it, 122? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a
if
whole
they- I
other
don't think they
level
get
of pressure.
past 150, but that's a crap ton of boost there too.
Yeah.
But those come out of the truck spectacularly.
Yeah.
Cletus,
Violently.
what is up, brother?
Well, so my
Well.
secondary shop idea fell through.
What was your second? I didn't even know you had it.
What are we talking about now?
Like CP
Now we're talking
CP
about
shop
the-
fell through.
The Volvo.
Oh, I don't know about that one. My
Oh.
second idea was to use Outlaw Edge in Minnesota,
Okay,
even
yeah.
though it's a little bit further. He had everything. He had a Airbnb. He had the lathe and everything. He could build drive shafts there and everything in his shop.
Uh-huh.
but he's like, nah, it's not gonna happen. So
Since I got everything, but fuck you, you can't come hang out.
well, we talked about it.
If I liked you more, you could come, but no.
He started doing well. He's got a TV show going on that he's recording, and when he got with the producer, I guess they were like, "No, we can't do that right now. We got
well, I
this
can
stuff
see
going
that.
on."
You got all of that going on. You're not going to invite 20 scumbags to come hang out
That
in the background.
he was good with it. He's like, "Yeah, I think we can make it work," and that's what I've been waiting on all day today. And then finally,
I got to be better friends with Outlaw Edge. TV shows and
TV
still
shows. He's not that far from you.
I know.
He's a real good guy. His name's Arco.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can reach out to him. He'll probably give you a cell phone number and everything. He likes to talk. So.
Okay.
No, I'm
gonna leave it alone.
I'm just saying. I'm sure y'all be cool. And he's good. He's a good old boy.
So what you're saying is we're gonna be building this Volvo out of a shack somewhere.
No, come on.
Down by the river.
I'm gonna keep trying to look for shops. We could wait around on CP and see if just wait and see kind of method, but I don't love that.
I'm not.
Well, CP always has a garage. I mean,
I know.
Come on.
But he can't really want a welder.
You could make that work.
He doesn't have a lift.
That's fine.
I know. But
you're talking about all the things that I've been building cars out of for like years.
I like to have things in stone, ready to go.
Yeah, I mean,
remember, this whole car was built in this garage with the tools you see behind me.
And that's cool. That's cool. But there wasn't 20 people.
Is that why that motor's blown up? Oh,
that's right. Now you get it.
In 5 days?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, in 6 months, built the whole car.
Yeah, we got 5 days.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, you got more people.
Yeah, come on.
Listen,
I've been one guy. We're 12
I've been building
guys.
my Subaru
I'm
for
not
like
saying we can't get
2
it done.
years,
At
and
the
it's
end of
not
the day,
even nearly as close as we're going to need to get this car.
Look, it's going to happen. At the end of the day, we're going to make it happen. Even if we had to come to Arkansas, I have a backup shop here already worked out. It's not ideal at all. Like it's not ideal.
What's your backup plan there?
I've already talked to 113. He's like, yeah, we could use my shop, but his shop it's a motorcycle shop.
Oof.
What about
so the car will fit.
Yeah, have you talked to Narcs? Have you talked to Narcs?
Because I haven't. That was my next plan. Was to
Narcs
talk to Narcs.
His shop is literally set up for this thing. Bring your project to me, and we finish.
I don't know what he has going on either. So
I feel like
filming a TV show, or
here's what we got to do. We got to convince him that we're going to come do the Volvo there, and we're also going to swap the cart. We'll have enough people. We can do.
I don't think he wants to hear that.
LS swaps.
He's not wrong though.
Well, and he's only 3 hours away from you, so in the end of it, the Volvo can just stay
LSV
there.
shirt.
I do feel. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay.
It's pretty cool. I'm wearing it right now, so I can't really take it off and show you guys. But
sure you can.
Sure you could.
We're gonna have to
already demonetized.
I'm fine. I don't want to see that.
Listen, I'm not opposed to if we can scumbag freaking Narcs into this idea. That would work because he has everything.
It would be a further drive for dudes. And a further drive for
us.
Yeah.
Well, yes, a little bit, not too much further drive for you because instead of going up and over, you're just going to go over.
It doesn't really matter for me. I'm driving either way.
CP.
Right. Mongrel's garage would be a drive for.
Yep.
Well, he's flying anyhow. Oh, is he driving or flying?
He told me today he's driving. Yep.
Oh boy, that guy's committed.
And he's got a buddy that needs.
Can he make it across the bridge?
He wants the car. Yeah, he's got all that scheduled. But
hopefully the bridge is open.
He's going to bring his buddy with him to buy a car so that his buddy could drive back. And I'm like, I don't know if you'd want an island car.
Hey now, boy, come on now.
You talk about it all the time.
I mean, parts of an Iowa car. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
But if we did do it in Arkansas, he could find him a good car here. I know.
Yeah. See. Our Kansas car. It's fine.
Well, I mean, Narcs ain't up to anything right now. You should hit him up. I mean, he's only been on the road for the last 7 days and probably is trying to hang out with his family. So you should probably hit him up.
He's still there. They got awards. Awards ceremonies tonight.
Oh, is that tonight?
Yeah, Sick Week Awards, because I asked him if he wanted to come on and
So
tell
where
us
exactly?
about how it went.
Where exactly does he live?
He lives in
Ish.
Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Bentonville.
He lives a little bit
Bentonville.
above that. Actually, he lives on the Missouri line.
That's
He
fine. I
lives
just
in
need somewhere
Arkansas.
close. Benton.
Bentonville, not
I
Benton.
don't know how to
Benton,
spell your Arkansas names.
Benton south of me. Bentonville's up there though, by Walmart and all that. That's where he lives.
Oh, there we go. It's all one word. That's what.
Yeah, that's the Walmart capital of the world.
That's where Walmart started.
That's not humbling at all.
You can buy an LS at Walmart.
Wow, they are one of the biggest
that's the
warehouses.
capital of the world too. Up there in
Oh
Springdale.
shoot, that's only 9 hours. I'll be there quick.
Yeah,
I will say,
like I
though,
said, it's about 3 hours for me. So
I will say the
really
Walmarts in
have to-
Arkansas are much nicer than the Walmarts
the
up here.
strip club that I've been talking about all the time is up there. Where it's the raunchiest, nastiest, funniest strip club there is.
Oh
Man.
boy, that's an 8-hour drive.
So
No.
it's only an 8-hour trip for you. That's a 9-hour trip for me. So this is actually working better.
Well, we can't just say Narcs. We're going to take your place. I mean, come
Oh, we
on.
totally
you
can.
can. I mean,
Just show
Oh,
up. Don't even
totally
tell
can.
them.
What's he gonna do? Turn away fucking 15 YouTubers?
yeah, he says all the time how he wants everybody to come see him.
Hey, he
He
wants to
does say that.
collaborate. He keeps saying, "Let's collaborate."
And
And he
Okay,
wants
let's
to
just show up.
collaborate
Talk
with
about a
everybody.
collaboration. Well, this would be big for him. I mean, this would be big for
Totally,
everybody.
it's going to be a collaboration. He's going to do a collaboration every single day with a different. We'll sit down every night and do a different live stream. That dude, if any of us is going to capitalize that into quite the thing for you know what
Let's
I mean.
all have our laptops open, live streaming the entire thing the entire time.
Maybe we can get Destroyer to come over too.
Never turn it off.
The
Yeah.
only thing that I would worry about is he has his Dragon Drive event in the beginning of April down there. So we
I
have
know.
to make
That's what I
sure.
was thinking. I thinking he was saying he might be busy because when we were talking about stopping and seeing him, he's like, "Well, let me know the days." And yeah,
Let me know
Well,
the days I won't be there.
I mean, it's okay if he's got to be out of the shop. We'll keep it warm for
Yeah,
him.
it just means it's free
Yeah,
to
we
use.
don't need him
Actually,
there.
and if he's doing his well, shit,
That means he
it's
ain't
a
gonna be
dragon. It's a Dragon Drive event, so he'll be like out and about. I was gonna say
It's a weekend, yeah.
oh, it's just a weekend Dragon Drive thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
that means
yeah.
it'll either be the weekend before we're there or the weekend
Oh.
after we're there. So
Yeah, you're
would
not
be
showing
cool,
up
'cause then
on
we
Monday. So.
we could all do it as
and like
well.
I said, worst case scenario, we can do it here in Central Arkansas.
That's
But
tight.
it's not ideal. It's not going to be enough room for everybody. I don't think so.
That's tight.
And CP may come up with something in there. I don't know. Who
Yeah,
knows?
give the guy some time. Come on.
Here. We'll give you a little
I mean, it's only like the last month.
little
ahead,
Sarah
you
J
know?
for you there.
Yeah, we got about a month, a little over a month.
Man, your body language screams no optimism.
You don't get it, guys. I've been trying to get everything. I like to have everything at least somewhat planned and organized, and it is not going well. But that's okay. It's going to happen.
Have you heard back from those guys?
I was going to call them, but I said, well, shoot, let me hear back from the shop, and because that would be a whole different thing, right? There'd be a whole like with it's a bigger shop. They'd have more people there. So I was like, okay, I'll wait to hear that. So no, Monday I will reach out to them and see what's up there. But
Yes, sir.
I would at least reach out to Narcs and say, hey, if things start to fall through, because he's got a shop and his brother has a shop. So
Yeah.
they have two shops between them.
Dual shops.
And he knows a lot of people too. That's the other thing.
oh
So,
yeah, of course.
Dude, I can't keep up with your pictures. One minute you got a mustache, now there's a full beard.
So majestic.
Yeah, that's why I started adding more pictures to mine so I could be like dudes.
The sad part is they only give you the option of 10, so I keep having to delete one and add one, delete one and add one.
Oh, I haven't gotten that many up yet. I've got the other one, but the other chick I don't want to get you guys in trouble with, I guess. She's close. She's got coverings, but
Coverings.
oh, they're pasties.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Listen, this is what happens when you go to a car show that is at a porn star convention. Best weekend ever. I actually
Nice.
got us all in trouble at that car show because so they did this cool thing where they're like, hey, we're gonna do awards for the car show, and then you're gonna be stuck in here for 2 hours before we're gonna let you leave. And so when everyone came back to the car show portion of the place, scumbag things started happening. Like, the guys turned up their stereos really loud, and some guys started their cars, and now it was just loud cars and blah, blah, blah. And so I had to prove who the loudest one in the building was going to be. So I opened the cutouts and bounced her off the rev limiter a couple of times. And as I'm doing that, I see a guy out my window here going, and so I shut her down and threw the keys in the passenger thing. I stepped out of the car, and security is just coming over. And some dude had his little crap box car over there running so he could keep his stereo going. It was smoking, and it was just obvious that thing was on. And I was like, they went over there, and they're yelling at him, and he's pointing over at us, and it's like a Mustang and a couple of a Camaro and a freaking Dodge of some sort, Charger or something, and then my Z. And I'm like, so they're looking for a big V8 because there was no question what made all the damn noise. But they're not looking at the little Japanese rice car that's sitting here. And they come over and they start touching, because they're pointing over at me. And I'm like, I don't know. And they come over and start touching my exhaust pipes, but I had the dumps, so it would never even get back there. They ended up kicking that dude out. He couldn't come back in until it was after and whatnot. And they're like, we're never letting the cars back here again. I'm like, well,
that'll happen.
I was about to move to the West Coast anyway. So
that's where everybody is tonight.
Where's everybody?
Old Mortsky's doing a live again.
Oh, is he?
He must need the watch hours, I think.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So you guys are low on the watch hours, huh?
Yes, very much so.
Dude, you got to start doing these lives if you want to farm some watch hours, my friend.
That's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out how many hours we need if we did live streams weekly. And
I wouldn't do more than weekly, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would not do that. But you can take over Wednesday if you'd like, because I'm moving to Sunday. So
you're going to Sunday?
Not that you gotta have my permission. I'm just saying.
You gotta have his permission.
Thank you, sir.
You gotta have a little bit of blood.
You're going head to head with the boys, huh?
Sure. Their 4 viewers, I think, might be tough, but
so it looks like we got Dave.
I'm not trying to be rude, Petty.
Shots fired.
So I'm just saying.
From Alberta. What's up, Dave?
Yeah, I'm just gonna run.
Piston in here.
What's up, Piston? He was live just a little bit ago.
I think he's still live, isn't he?
113. Hey, 113. I was gonna let you know.
It down.
I was just about to text you. So no Minnesota shot.
Ixnay on the Minnesota A.
So Tim's asking, what's the favorite brand of hand tools? So
what's Harbor Freight's brand?
Yeah, I'm very cheap.
Whatever
so
I got in my hand.
That's right.
Freight is definitely what I use because I've had no issues anytime I've broken anything and taken it back.
It depends what it is. I've never had them give me a hard time bringing back something I've broken, but I've had things break way too freaking quick, and it's just not worth it. Like I bought an air shear for sheet metal and snapped it 5 seconds into using it. I was like, well, this is useless. And then I ordered a nice DeWalt one because
I know when they first started using them, they were crap, but lately they've really stepped up their game on a lot of their tools, even their power tools.
Things,
well, their prices have gone up too.
Well, yeah, that is true.
But it's still comparable though.
I don't buy ratchets. I don't buy ratchets from them because they don't last. Although I don't buy really expensive ones because they disappear. So I kind of try to be in the.
I don't know. I might buy some ratchets from. I won't buy Stanley ratchets anymore. Not that they do stand behind their stuff, but I'm tired of busting my knuckles. So
I haven't had any issues with my Stanley ones.
Mine the gears just crap.
Oh, really?
I think it's Pittsburgh.
You need to go to a bigger ratchet.
I think so, but
it's got the adapter on.
I'll tell you one little 3/8 those head bolts.
I bought the M12 freaking Milwaukee ratchet, and I just use that for everything, which I probably should.
I like a quarter ratchet, not just.
Yeah, he uses the quarter with an adapter that gets it all the way up to a half.
Yeah,
exactly.
Goes with it.
So
and not only just a half,
here,
but my the freaking fuck. What am I thinking of? The ones you put on the air tools. Anyway,
Impact
sockets too. Yeah,
there we go. There you go.
So you mean the ones, the chrome ones that you paint black and then run them?
Listen, any socket that I put on my Impact is an Impact socket.
That's right.
No,
I don't think I owned one. Oh, no, I owned one Impact socket.
I have a bunch of Impact sockets, but guess which one I'm using?
I stopped buying anything but Impact sockets. Oh, dang.
Oh, there they go.
Ulster Tools sent me a whole set.
Well, not a whole set. Looks like it's missing 2.
Well, I can find them now.
You're putting them in the wrong spots.
Does
I can
anybody
tell
have
from here.
the gold-plated icon ratchet from Harbor Freight?
No,
Oh my
It's
god,
all
that's
over.
a
It's
thing.
all over TikTok.
it is a thing.
It's
You can also
get
buy
your-
'em at
get
the
your
parts
car
store, too.
guy- Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all over TikTok. They're like, get your car guy this gold-plated icon.
My
ratchet."
wife knows to never do that.
Volkswagen roll around chair.
Yeah, we've seen it.
That's my one
Yeah,
impact
it's
socket.
cool. I know.
Really?
For some reason, a 27 millimeter.
You
I don't
don't
know
have
why.
impact?
I don't know why I have that.
I've got
No,
that
it's
one.
just-
I got
like
a bunch
every
of
socket's an impact socket.
No, you've got that because of a wheel nut somewhere.
Yeah,
on
but
a-
it doesn't
an
fit
axle.
on any of the castle nuts on any of my cars.
At
I
one
don't know why
time,
I
you
have
had
this one.
you had one at one time, or somebody came over to do something who had one and left it there.
Well, it's a Pittsburgh, so I doubt that. I
Probably
mean,
mine.
only I buy this cheap shit.
I'll tell you, I've
on
got
now.
I think I have a 27 that's a Pittsburgh that somebody left for. It might have been a Colorado, I think it was.
I remember
Colorado.
buying it. I just don't remember what for, and it wasn't for a wheel.
Well, I don't know. I've got a kit that I bought out of a swap meet somewhere that is some Chinesium deal, but it goes all the way up to 52 millimeter
Why?
Oh,
because
That's some
sometimes you
serious
need
business.
the big boys.
For
That's
what?
right.
What have you
Uh,
used a 52 millimeter for today?
Today, I mean, it's one of those things you don't use very often, but sometimes you use
Now
it.
you tell me the thing.
So inside of one of the four-wheeler motors, there's a staked nut that holds for the crank or something like that. It was like a 40-something mil. Listen, it gets used.
I think I have a 21 millimeter Allen. That
And the whole kit is 3/4 inch, size.
Big one for driving bearings. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I have a 3/4 set. That's true.
Yeah, the whole set's 3/4, and I bent the ratchet one time because it's, like I said, made out of Chinesium, and I snapped the breaker bar, so things happen.
What kind of pipe were you putting on them?
So the ratchet, I bent that by hand because I'm a big boy.
Jeez.
That I was pretty proud of that. I wasn't even like, I'm not even mad that I bent this. I was like, look at me,
Yeah.
I'm all that is man. Wow.
Incredible Hulkness.
Yeah. The other one was we had a pretty big pipe on the breaker bar when it broke.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So I actually, when I graduated high school, my parents gave me a full Craftsman set, and that's still the same one that I use. Otherwise, that's probably the nicest tool set I have.
So
the nicest one I have right now is a Stanley kit, and the only reason it's the nicest is because everything is still there.
yeah, that makes it pretty nice.
Yeah, that's what makes it nice. My go-to is I got a little Cobalt set with
No,
deeps,
no.
and
No.
I use that one all the time.
If
But
you ever
it's
get-
missing a lot of pieces.
If you ever get the chance, I don't love the ratchets in the set, but I started buying these. They call it a DeWalt 192 piece mechanic set.
Tim, I have the long one, 3/8.
What's wrong with the DeWalt ratchet?
No, I just don't like them as much as some of the other ratchets I have. There's nothing wrong with them, but that whole
Like
set has literally everything. It has Allen sockets. It doesn't come
Yep.
with any of the pieces you don't want. It's a mechanic set. It doesn't come with bits.
Is it the
all the
black
gen-
sockets?
No, it's all chrome, but you get all three sizes. So 1/4, 3/8, half, all the extensions, all the swivels, all the sockets, and you get it for $180. So
Really?
you can't beat it.
My buddy has a DeWalt one, which the DeWalt ones are basically Stanley. It's all the same
Yes,
shit.
yes.
But it's the black version, and he ended up with, it's labeled as a 13 millimeter, but it's actually a 12, I think it is. So it's got two 12s.
Yeah.
But one says 13, but I can tell you because I'm like, hand me the 13. He hands it to me. I was like, this is the wrong freaking size. And you read it and it says 13, but it's not. It's a 12.
I have one better than that. I have a Stanley 1/4 inch set that has two 10s labeled 10, and one of them is a 12. And that is the worst socket to have that.
Oh yeah, because the 12 is the one I'm actually missing out of my kit. Sometime working on the Subaru, the 12 deep well disappeared in my Cobalt, and I have no idea where the hell it went.
Yeah.
And I've moved. It's one of those, you clean the shop, you'll find it one day. I moved out of that shop and never found it.
Yeah.
It's in a car. It's in a car somewhere.
It means probably. Well, that's the other thing. I've had that Subaru literally torn down past everything you could take out and things cut out of it and never found it.
Well, I could have hit the ground by now, but
Well,
Have you driven it since you started working on it?
I've never driven the Subaru. I have never driven that car. When it drove the 4 feet, it moved before we ripped the motor out, just so I could prove that it ran and drove.
Sure.
I wasn't in the car. I was filming.
I didn't realize I wasn't
Doesn't that
following
make you
you
feel
guys.
bad, though?
Huh?
Doesn't make you feel bad?
No, I don't care about that car. I paid $400 for that hunk of crap.
How much you got in it now?
Well, I sold the motor and the trans for $450.
Okay, so you use plus 50.
I'm plus 50 there, and then there's a lot of expensive things past that. I was $100 for a transmission, $100 for the rear end, $150 for the rear end, and then it was what else was there that was cheap? That was about the end of the cheap parts. The motor's free because I bought the donor truck and then sold a bunch of parts off of it, so that ended up being free.
Worked out to be, yep, that's good.
The drive shaft was like $600, I think, all done.
Okay.
But it's like a really nice aluminum drive shaft.
Yeah.
The Viking rear shocks were really expensive. That was a couple of $100 or maybe almost $1,000, somewhere in that range. Somewhere. I mean, we forget. The fuel.
Mom remembers.
They're 4-way adjustable coilover. It was some of the nicest parts of that whole damn car.
It was probably $200 for each one.
Not including springs, yeah.
Well, why?
Because so certain things I'm cheap as hell. Like $100 transmission, hell yeah, it had a broken
Motor mounts? Yeah. Brakes?
I made my own motor mounts. Brakes, we don't need those where we're going. We got freaking parachutes.
Here's the thing about it. When you hard launch with bad springs and touch a wall, you're going to regret every second of that.
Exactly. And I wasn't about to put okay springs on it and then push it down the road to the point where it needs good springs.
So you're trying to make a race car out of it?
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of this car. That's why. So then from there,
daily.
Yeah, right. The Subaru. Get out of here. From there, it gets a little. I mean, so the fuel cell has got a dual 450 drop-in Holley setup, which is another $600-700 in a like $50 fuel cell because priorities.
You don't need an expensive fuel cell.
No, you don't. I mean, a fuel cell is a fuel cell. Who cares?
Just need a boat gas can.
Yeah. As long as the fuel pump sending the fuel up there is strong.
Anymore, $50 for a fuel cell is cheaper than the boat gas can.
You're not lying.
Right.
And it's like a 17-gallon cell or something like that. So that's enough to get you down the road a ways. Unless you're pumping corn, and then that's a different problem. But the dual 450s won't hold up to pumping corn any serious amount of power.
You don't need none of that government subsidy.
So
stuff.
all of that. So maybe I'm what am I at? $2,000 now in all of that? $3,000?
I counted way higher than that along the way.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Where are we at? 4? Okay, we'll call it 4.
Let's say 45.
Okay, and
just
then,
to be safe.
And then take that number and double it because I put a Holley Dominator setup on it.
So when you're all done and it's running, you're going to be at about $8,600.
Probably 10 when it's all said and done.
I was being.
And then at the end of the day, it's a Subaru.
But at the end of the day, it should be an 800 give or take horsepower. Oh, I forgot a $600 turbo in there too, and another $100.
And then a racing seat and a cage.
Sounds pretty expensive.
No, well, so the cage I haven't built yet, but I bought the tubing. That was $200 for all the tubing.
All right.
So Tim's asking here, is the LS9 head gasket a good option for the Gen 3 5.3? Trying to see 12 to 18 pounds or BTR small bore.
I'm going to say yes.
Well, the 9 has, I mean, it's a bigger.
Yeah, I was going to say, but why would you though?
So I run the LS7 ones. I thought were the ones everyone uses for the head gaskets. Am I wrong there? What's the one everyone uses? Because I want to say the LS7 ones on my Z motor.
I think that's what it is because LS9 is like real new, isn't it?
I don't even.
That's the one the newer Camaros, isn't it?
That's the LT2.
Oh yeah,
or 4 right. LT4.
Yep.
2 or I don't know. It's an LT motor, I think now.
It is. Yeah, everything's LT now. Yeah,
but it's not the LT you think of. Well, at least what I think.
Well, it's not the
Well,
old
no,
LT.
so the LT you think of was an LT1, and then they went to LSs, and now we've gone back to LTs. We're just jumping back
Yeah.
and forth.
See,
It's
the
not
name
confusing
is-
at all.
No.
Yeah,
no.
and LS motors aren't really LS motors if you talk to the purist of the LS trade.
Well, technically, LS motors are Ford motors if you want to go down that way.
No.
And you know what I have to say about those? I tell them, I said, if they can have the gall to call an LS4 an LS, then everything's an LS.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I could just start running around like, I got an LQ9.
Made
all
for their
LS.
boosted engines. Yeah, I don't know much about the LS9 ones, but I know, like I said, they're good. Multi-sheet ones are good to go for a lot of. That's what a lot of people use. That and the
I guess I'm not
LS7
sure.
push or lifters too.
I don't know. I just use the eBay MLS gaskets. I don't know what they are. It's like they're the cheapest ones.
I don't know. I just throw shit at it.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a good answer for you, Tim. I'm not sure on that.
I mean, it's just a head gasket. How important is it?
It depends on how much boost you're pushing. I mean, realistically, a decent head gasket and a good set of studs are where you really want to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. Head studs would be the next thing I would say is important.
Yeah. From what I've heard, it's like anytime you like that's mild boost. So any MLS gasket's gonna be fine.
yeah,
Just head studs.
dude, you're killing it, dude. This is ridiculous.
It's called winning.
What?
He's a TikTok superstar, boys. You're in the presence of royalty.
Stop
Hey,
winning.
if you go live, don't call Hitler a pussy.
Yeah, don't do that. You've been on TikTok for what, 2 weeks now?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly. I took a week
Over-
off of doing nothing, and then I came back for a week and then tripled my.
Yeah, 3,000 followers in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, you've doubled me. I'm only at like 1,500.
Yeah, I have 23.
2,300.
But the worst part is, like,
No.
I keep telling everybody, it's
Just 23.
it's
23.
it's so just mentally, like, I hate TikTok. I really do. But I can go over there and do nothing and get a response where I come over to YouTube and I do all this and I just
don't
get
know. There's
no
ones that do.
response. So yeah,
Well,
I
I think was it your analogy about
yeah,
YouTube
you
with
can read
the
that one.
Yeah.
Get in there and read that one. That
Yeah,
was,
that was a
good
good one.
analogy.
Yeah.
Tim, we ain't gonna laugh at you.
There was a
We
quality
will
metaphor.
totally laugh at you, but it's okay because we're nobody.
Yes.
We
we've
don't know everything,
done
that's for
and
sure.
we've done worse.
Yeah, listen, I'm JB welding the motor back together. We're not laughing at anybody.
Seems fine. Seems fine.
Okay. So see, this is why TikTok keeps me mentally okay, because it just works. Freaking TikTok is like your older brother you smoke joints with and talk shit about your asshole dad. YouTube.
Well
It's-
then,
And it's very, I mean, yeah, I get it. I was talking to somebody about it the other day, and we were talking about, views you get on different platforms, and he's like, yeah, YouTube's rough to break into, and it's like,
Well,
it is.
Well, the problem is like that stupid video I put up yesterday has got like 90,000 views now, and
really,
yeah,
Right.
it's like, why? Is there
He's a
that
Tik-
many
listen,
people?
We are in the presence of TikTok
No.
royalty, and I'm gonna
So-
need to get what are the horns that play when the king shows up? Yeah. I'm gonna need to get that for tomorrow's live.
So my problem with it
Arriving.
is
Ding,
like,
ding.
I'm not used to people will comment on my stuff on YouTube. I comment back. It's easy to keep up with. I haven't even been doing that very well. And then I get on this dang TikTok and I'm getting 150 comments and then branches of comments from people commenting commenters. And it's like, what is happening here?
He said he woke up today and there were 600 notifications.
Yeah. And it's like every time I log in, there's like another 99. It's like, geez.
famous.
I
Listen,
don't get it.
we are in the presence of greatness, boys.
Yeah, I definitely. My best video is 31.4K, and I've got 1557 followers.
So I got
for
97K and 56K. And those are literally going up as I'm talking to you.
Dudes
Ooh.
with TikTok.
Yeah, new name.
Somebody liked my video today. Look at that.
Oh,
So
how many videos have you posted so far?
I don't
Him or
know.
me?
Dudes.
I just dumped a lot of my original shorts in there, so I wasn't keeping track. But actual videos that I've made just for TikTok, 4. They only exist on TikTok.
Nice.
1 second. Let me see if I can get in the
So I put
analytics.
16 videos up. My best video is 1,426. 24 followers, boys. Doing big things.
Yeah, so it says I have, I don't know. The analytics in this app is garbage. Just
Yeah.
absolute trash. This thing.
You're not
right.
lying there, John.
I'm not going to look at it. See, this is my problem. If I look at it too close, I get mad at it, and then I just want to be happy, and I just set it over here and go, numbers.
It'll catch up in a few days. It'll show up later for you.
Whatever.
No, it doesn't. It's not in real time. The analytics are always a day behind.
Yeah, I knew that. That's what I was saying. It'll catch up for you.
You got like
Yo.
75 videos on ours.
Oh. How can you tell?
Take it easy, Piston Twisted. Like,
Just
pretty
have
much
a good
on
night,
the
brother.
calendar. Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in, Piston. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, I just went through and counted. That's how many videos there are.
So I probably have like 50. That's what I'm rough estimate. And my original ones, when I dumped them all on there, they got like 1,000 views a piece, roughly. Some lower, but roughly around there, 500, 400. Yeah. And then I just started doing one a day. And these ones I've done one a day for the past 5 days, essentially. Every one of them has gotten over 5,000.
So I'm really curious on the whole. Do you do batch of shorts and videos,
So,
or the
that's
one
why-
a day like I was doing?
That's what I am doing this. So I'm dedicating a little bit of time to TikTok, and I'm going to do a TikTok video every day for the month, okay? And see where TikTok goes with that. Maybe it'll go up. Maybe it'll plateau. I don't know. And then I'm going to take all 30 of those dang shorts, and I'm going to dump them into YouTube and see what happens
At one time?
at one time.
Well, if 30 is the number you can do,
Well,
we
20.
we know 22 is. Outside of that, we haven't pushed YouTube science, man.
And the thing about it is when Midnight Road did it, and Wasted can contest to this, the
I
amount
told
of
him already.
the amount of subscribers that came in that short period was worth it to me. Because
Yeah,
I mean, I get 3 and 4 subscribers off each video I post, and I was posting videos every day for a week, and only one of them a week would actually hit and get 2 or 3 subscribers.
Yeah.
So if I could get a ton of subscribers in 4 days, I'm good with that. You know, maybe it'll kind of spark something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to try to look at that because most of our views come from our shorts.
Yep, all
But-
mine does. Because that's my thing. So at the end of the day, I've tried it all. I've done shorts every day. I've done shorts 2 times a week. I've done them 3 times a week. I do a video every week, and none of it's really changed anything. So this is the next attempt.
So we've done videos every day or every week for 7 months now, I think.
I've been
Oh,
about
that's-
the same.
That's
I've
our goal
dumped
was to do
at
one
least-
a week.
I've dumped at least one video. At first I was doing 3 videos a week, and then I was doing 2 videos a week, and then I was doing 1 video a week, and now I'm back up to 1 video, 2 shorts, and a live every week. And I've been doing that for over 2 years,
Yeah.
Jeez.
consistently,
And
never
I'm just
taking
looking-
a week off, and it has gotten me not very far.
Yeah, I'm just looking here, and I don't know if you can see that. I'm
Yep.
four
Yeah.
away.
You're picking them up as we're sitting here, and no one is coming over here. Guys, who's watching this? People, I need you. What are you doing here, boys? Come check me out.
They're all my bots. Don't worry.
Listen, we do scumbag LS swap stuff too. If you like these guys, you'll like me.
That's probably accurate too.
It
Very
really
much
is.
so.
Yeah. But the
We've
guys
got a
that
new
like my stuff
tagline.
will definitely like your stuff, and vice versa, because it's
And
we have very similar channels, realistically.
And if you're just here to hate on LS people, you come down here. Come down here.
I mean, you can go to dudes for other things too, but you know,
Yeah, I mean,
the hate's not really that great.
it's not great.
But he'll respond, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, as long as it's not TikTok, because it sounds like those people are starting to be
So,
beneath him.
Here's
you
the
know.
best part. So I had some negative tiki-takis to begin with, and then I kind of talked them out of their own shoes, and then they went off and deleted their comments so they couldn't look like an a-hole. But now,
Dirty delete.
because there's so many comments on there, I'm actually seeing a different trend. So like you'll see a guy kind of pop in and say something snarky, and I don't even get to the comment before like 8 people attack him.
Nice.
And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm gonna do nothing.
So you have a TikTok army now.
I guess.
Some groupies.
Look at you. You're doing big things.
Hey, 7 subscribers off of TikTok so far.
Listen, send them out. I cannot wait until you get big enough that you can bootstrap me.
I can't wait until I'm big enough to bootstrap myself.
Facts.
Go to YouTube, please.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys aren't talking to us little people in the comment section. Well, Cletus is busy. I don't know what Cletus is doing.
He's making plans,
All kind of
man.
shit.
Don't you worry.
Listen, he's up to
He's
something.
wheeling,
down
dealing,
there.
and making plans.
Yeah.
And Junkers has got more subscribers than I do, so
Oh, he's got more than all of us. Well, except for Cletus.
yeah. He's the famous
Hey,
YouTuber. We
I'm the
got
lowest
Dudes
guy
the
on the
famous-
totem here.
Dudes
I
is
mean,
the famous
yeah.
TikToker.
Maybe that's why it works, because I just
Yeah.
suck at YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on this last week or so. I've been picking up people just randomly and whatnot. The numbers have come up considerably for me. So I really thought you would have passed me by now. So realistically, if anything, I'm just kind of disappointed in you.
All right, so
That's
anybody
with a lot of
watching? I need
confidence.
4 more. 4 more is just what we need.
Yeah.
So what I've come to the conclusion of is people like to listen to square body knowledge. I really haven't given that too much out in my YouTube, so maybe I should start doing that.
Yeah.
Square body knowledge, eh?
It's blowing their mind about. I just made a simple video on like how to identify a transfer case in a square body Chevy, and how you maintain it, and just little ditto about it. And
Yeah.
everybody's just like,
You
"Oh my
maintain the
god!"
transfer case?
I don't know.
I thought it just exist.
Well, yeah, I mean, part-time, full-time, chain drive,
You
gear
guys
drive. I
feel
mean,
like
all the
for
variants.
me? Oh, come on now, Junkers. You're still growing. Sometimes it does that little dip, Shoot.
We were talking about that earlier. It we're telling these guys. I did the same thing when I got into went into it hard. It goes hard and then it stops. And I knew it would. It was just a matter of time.
And
Yeah,
then it'll
usually-
go hard again. It's gonna. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Wow.
what it does.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
If I could just get freaking my shorts to like right now I've got one up with the Z, which did really well on TikTok and Instagram. Well, for me, and then it goes to YouTube and YouTube never puts it in the freaking
In the wave.
in the wave, so it doesn't
Yeah.
never gets the feed.
I'm not sure how to get it there either.
I don't know either because I scumbagged you guys one time into everyone hit like buttons, so get a bunch of likes, and maybe that's how they did it. And they're like, nah, it doesn't go for that.
And this
And so-
Instagram one is 472,000 now. So just since we've been going, it's gone up another at least 2,000.
See, and that's the thing. All of my stuff, when it does hit the feed or hit Instagram or hit wherever, it goes for a little bit and then it just dies. Nothing.
I just love
We just
trolling.
got a message here for you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have
Oh,
extended
yeah.
warranty. Don't need
Jumpers,
that.
I think it's still about 100 subscribers ahead of us. I believe. Last I knew, he was 8.
So at one point
11.
when I was coming down on my downhill slope, I was 20 subscribers behind him. And then he hit the wave and just shot up. And it was I just watched him walk away. Kind of like I watched you just reel me in. And I'm just like, oof.
Goodbye.
But I really thought you guys would have passed me last week. But for some reason, this last week, I've picked up 1 or 2 every single day.
Every time I checked, I was like, oh, I'm right where he was. And then I'd look and I'm like, oh, nope, he took another leap. And
Yep, we were
get a little
basically
farther.
going at the same time. Like you were closing the gap like 1 or 2 every other day. But
My
today
views have
it just
completely
stopped.
bottomed out. My subscribers have bottomed out. Nothing's working for me for the last week and a half. So
really,
Yep.
So my views stay actually pretty consistent and haven't actually getting my watch hours and views have been going up. But the watch hours are, I think, the lives and the more videos I get in, you know what I mean, help with that. But the views have been my shorts, because I get one, 2, 3 shorts a month that'll hit like 1,000, 1,500 views.
Yeah,
But the backlog's what gets my watch hours. Like right now, I'm doing, what is it, 1.3K hours in 28 days.
yeah, I'm doing 68.
I've
Yeah.
got 7.65 views in the last 30 days.
What?
Don't run the views.
K,
They're
there's a K
important,
there.
But if you can
Oh,
get
okay.
the subscribers,
There's a
the
K.
views people can get to, everybody can jump in together, and especially if they get YouTube Premium, they can just start downloading your videos. It gives you like instant watch hours.
Watch out. Well, and so that's like I said, I have a bunch of series on vehicles that are a bunch of different vehicles. So I pull, and I think that's why I get watch hours, but I don't get a lot of subscribers, because somebody comes in for like my ZX10 series, which has like, I think 14 videos, and I'll see it where when somebody catches one of those, you'll see them all get hit like in a row. And I'm like, okay, somebody's in there doing their thing. But then they get to the end. It's like Brailsford said the same thing. He has an issue with people from the MG community, because he's got a series on an MG he did, and at the end he sells it, and they're like, "And bye, we're gone. You don't have MG shit."
We're hoping this video with the wiring and the engine stand startup, we're hoping that's the one that kind of carries us on some of our watch hours, because we'll be like junkers.
Yeah.
We're going to hit our sub count way before we hit our hours.
Well, and so that's the deal. That's good evergreen content. My best videos that get hit all the time are a starter I did in a Ford van, the head gasket, and some trying to figure out where the leak was for the water and oil on a Cummins 24 valve, and then the center carrier bearing on my drive shaft on my Toyota. Those, and the valley cover gasket I did on a DOD car.
So I just need to build a garage like 113, and that'll fix everything for me.
Not
So
necessarily.
then we're going to try to do some more DIY videos, I think. So I think Dan's going to try to do a video on a shaved intake next.
Wait,
Yeah,
you get
just
10,000
be
watch
take
hours?
the best one that's out
He
there.
meant views.
He meant views. I'd say take the best video that are the biggest videos out there by numbers, and see kind of what they did, and see how you can improve it. Because I've watched, I think, every one of them now. There's not that many good shave your intake videos out there. They're okay, but there's no good ones.
Yep.
It's just like, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing
Oh.
it. This is the measurement before. This is the measurement after.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is I need to go get a 6-liter, and I need to shave it with like an angle grinder, just real scumbag style. Like, this is how you do it, people.
Nope.
And then just
You
light
can do
her
a
on
5-3-2.
fire, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Do it in
actually-
vertical format so that you can use it as shorts.
Yeah, I actually think this is a good idea. As your lawyer, I recommend you do that right now.
There you go. Dudes, build it and they will come. So I've actually talked to my dad extensively yesterday, and I'm going to buy a storage container here real soon. Good.
You're
40
actually
foot.
you're pulling the trigger on that?
Yeah, but he came up with a pretty decent idea. So there's a barn on the property, and if we put the storage container next to the barn and then extend the roof from the barn over to the container, we can essentially get 4 cars worth of storage with the cost of only 1 container.
Well, and I saw this.
Is that what
today.
Taylor Ray's doing?
I don't know who Taylor Ray is.
He doesn't know Taylor.
He's doing the exact same thing. Just
So-
stealing his ideas.
I hope it helps.
I saw a guy today who got a couple of cars delivered in a storage container, and they used
no.
cables to hold them one above the other and double stack them. It was I think it was a Sylvia and an R33 they shipped over from Japan. So they ran the cable. Well, no, nothing important. Yeah, yeah. They ran they used a forklift to forklift the one car up high enough, and they ran cables through the wheels so it was suspended from the wheels.
Oh my.
Looked sketchy
Seems
as hell, but it
sketchy.
made it.
Yeah, so I used to
love it.
unload rail
You didn't
cars.
record that?
Oh no, it's a YouTuber. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you saw it in person. I was like, what? I'd be
No.
recording that.
not real life. Yeah, I would have for sure.
So I used to unload rail cars when I worked for a box factory, and you'd have a clamp in front of you, and you had to unload these rolls of paper, and they would stack them vertically, and then they would shove ones on top on their side. So if you removed the wrong ones vertically, the one on its side would roll down and land on the forklift inside the train car, and you only could go in and out one little plate And if you went any direction off that, you would drop the whole forklift off the dock too. So anytime you say sketchy stuff inside of a container, that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Hey, this company was really good. I mean, I worked there and they were down to killing only one person a year. So
that's not bad, really. Those
Not
are
bad.
low
Well,
numbers.
he's not telling you how bad it was. What was the worst number when you worked there? The worst year?
we killed 3 people in our plant in 1 year.
Oh, we
So
like
He
like
also
part
didn't
of
say
it.
how many people work there either.
About
1 per
140.
year out of 5 is.
But you're saying we,
140.
like you were involved in it.
3 out of 140.
Well, I mean, the one a year was like company wide as a company. So
So
and
how many
most of
people
it-
got maimed?
well, there was a lot. I've been maimed, so
Yeah. Okay.
I have some maiming.
you're gonna have to define maiming.
No, not
Yeah.
maimed.
He
I
still
said
has
maimed.
one, but it's
I mean, the
wrap
finger's
it up.
still attached. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
they had to sew it back together pretty good. But
Yeah.
Well,
It was
boys,
more of a fillet.
I'm gonna have to jump off. I've got some other stuff I got to do, but I just figured I'd jump on since you were on and say hi.
What other live you going to?
No, I'm not tonight. No,
He's got to get a shop going. He's got to find.
Yeah,
I gotta,
just
I
get a
gotta
hold
figure
of
that
them.
out and some other stuff too. But
Get a hold of Narcs, man.
I've
I'm
already
telling
had.
you, that's.
Already had. We're working on stuff.
he's doing things.
Oh,
there, man. Come
that's
on.
what he was doing down there.
All right.
Doing things.
Thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
jumping
Well, that
in.
was what I was doing down there, but I'll fill you in later.
Oh.
But,
Okay.
All right, appreciate it.
but y'all have a good night. Take it easy, gentlemen. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
brother.
See ya.
I feel weird because I need to like get a camera for in here, but it's my basement, so I can't. But every time somebody leaves, I'm like, yeah, and I'm like waving at them and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. No one can see me.
You got take this picture and do a wink on it, and then you can alternate between the two.
Yeah, just pull a wave hand up.
Do the nice little princess wave.
Oh man.
Yeah, we'll probably go for, I don't know, maybe another 15 minutes or so. We'll probably jump off after that too.
Take it. Yeah. So yeah, I just need the 2 people that sub to you to come sub to me, so we can keep.
You got
this setup
subs?
going.
Who got subs? This is all
This
mine.
guy,
Jim
he's had-
Johns.
He's had 2 since we've been here.
No, I've gotten the none.
Not you.
Well, I don't get any. I want some.
You look like you should have a headband on in this picture. And it also looks like you should be owning your own gym and playing dodgeball, actually.
Yeah.
Like, no one makes me bleed my own blood.
Awesome.
I thought it was a great picture.
It is a great picture. It's not bad. No, don't. You're taking this the wrong way. Yeah.
You just hurting my feelings.
But yeah, I'll definitely reach out to both of you guys too about doing an actual audio podcast too. Maybe
Yeah, no, I'm down for that.
that always helps because I get decent views on those too. So
Okay.
I don't know how many people get subs from them, but if I don't know.
Hey,
like,
I'll do it all.
I'm down to do everything as far as the different things go for this medias and whatnot.
How about
talk-
OnlyFans?
Let's talk
Yeah,
professionally about this.
totally good.
We should
Like,
do
if you want to
an
pay,
OnlyFans.
if you want to pay me to fucking pump some pedals or whatever it is,
So
I am
I
a firm believer of $20 is $20.
I actually did
Right.
in my Galaxy series. I tagged that in the bottom pedal pumper, and there's a scene in there where I pump the gas a lot. That's the only video where I lost 2 subscribers, but it is the highest viewed video of that series.
Oh my god. So I found out today, and I told dudes about this. So Midnight Road has vidIQ or whatever, and he ran my short today. And I had 2 flags on there. One for WTF being in the description, because I hashtag WTF, because it's your boy.
Right.
And also scat.
Yeah, that's a
And
bad one, man.
The scat was on there for sexual content. WTF was for language. Well, so it turns out the Z has scat rods in it. So I tagged scat rods because you tag the different manufacturers
Yeah,
of
but
their parts.
those 2
in-
words together. Come on. Man.
I did those. Scat rods is the name of their company, and that's what I
Scat
tagged.
and rod.
Listen, I
Was it
didn't-
1 word or 2 words?
it was
It wasn't even
2 words.
spelled correctly to what the negative would be. So
Eh. Yeah, so they flagged for that. So I went and pulled all those off of that and a bunch of other videos so maybe that's not helping.
Probably not.
But that's pretty lame. I'm not changing the WTF on our live shows though, because they can eat a bag.
I think you guys all need a consultation with this very dapper gentleman down here.
Oh Jesus, your work one. The part that I love about this is it's good enough of a Photoshop job for most people, but the more I stare at it, the more I pick out different things that are Photoshopped about it.
Well, it took like 2 minutes to make, man.
I know, but I can get that for the most part. Looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, that works. But obviously, that neck is way wider than your face, like And then the proportions, I mean, like that dude has a big head.
Hey, kind of a Quagmire chin going on there.
Yeah. I just expect that dude to be like, giggity, goo.
All right.
Got a Bob Saget face.
Too soon?
Oh dang! Does that mean I'm dead? Oh no!
Too soon?
Better check the back of my head. Oh dang!
All right, boys. I'm going to sleep. My head hurts.
Yeah, like Bob Saget.
All right, and on that note, we are going to end the broadcast.
Wow, you're going to cut us off early, huh? Wow, we can go way worse than this.
We've been fully demonetized.
Oh, guess what? You're not monetized already, bud. Nothing to worry about here.
Never will be.
Not on this video, but maybe other ones.
That's right. As long as we get the watch hours.
Well, the things.
Yeah, that's the.
Let's just say my sense of humor is very much censored for the internet.
Yeah. Well, so and like these lives. So my live last Saturday was for the day I did 152 watch hours that day. Now, not all of that was the live, but the majority. So normally I do between 20 and maybe like on a video day when I drop like a regular video, I do maybe 45. So 20 and 45, somewhere in that is what I do a day, give or take. And then like that day, like I said, did 152.
Wow.
And then the following day after that, because you get some residual from people watching and whatnot. So the day before I did 45, did 152 that day, and then the following day I did 72 hours. And then down to 26 on the, what is that, Tuesday in between videos?
Stop talking.
So.
I have all the hours. We know.
Sorry, I'm just giving you an idea of what the freaking live will do for your channel. I don't want to hear from you. I've been trying to get you to do a live on your channel since we started doing the lives together.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So do you just do one a week then, or do you do multiple?
One live on my channel on Saturdays. And I tell dudes because we do the live together, it's kind of a joint deal. I have no problem with doing an every other Saturday deal back and forth because the hours are nice and it's cool to see, but I will share them. I don't care.
Right.
And now that I will say this for you, if you start doing lives more consistently and you get people coming in from other channels and whatnot, set the chat up to where you have to be a subscriber forever, however many long. You can do a minute, you can do 3 hours before they comment on the video.
Yeah, because he has trolls that are still subscribed to him.
I have 2 trolls that subscribed to be able to comment their bullshit, and then we blocked them so they couldn't, and they're still subscribed to this day.
Is that for the paid version of StreamYard though? Or?
Nope, it's not a StreamYard thing. That's a YouTube thing.
Okay.
So if you go to go to your what do you go? You go to content and then go to live and then click on the control room for the video we're on right now.
Because of audio.
And then once you're in there, you've got to go to edit, customization, and then you can adjust it there.
All right.
So, and here's our deal. We'll answer that. Should you buy StreamYard? No, don't buy StreamYard. Because at the end of the day, we've done a lot of chats with a lot of people and a lot of people talking, and really even 6 people is too much. So the idea of needing more than that is irrelevant.
It depends on who you have in the room, but yes, like you get me, CP, and like some other people that are big personalities that just want to talk it's hard enough for the three of us to, or even just me and CP, will go back and forth, and there'll be guys that don't get to talk because it's just it's a personality deal.
Yeah, and that's
But don't
alienating to some.
Yes,
Aren't you limited on hours that you can use per month?
Yep.
It's still
That's why
40 hours though, right?
it's 20 hours, and so that's why we run 4-hour shows, which normally and you can go live on the last time as long as you have 1 minute of time left, and you can stay live for as many hours as you want.
Okay.
But we've never run out. Never. I mean, we hardly even come close most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the longest one we've done on our channel. So
yeah.
But as summer gets a little warmer, I mean, we could set this up while we're working in here and have somebody run the chats and everything too.
Yep.
And
well, that's
Piston
nice
did
that
that
you can have
today.
other people, so Dudes and I can control the lives from 2 different places because it'll let you have one person in as like a administrator or whatever. So he can run anything on the lives from his computer, and so that makes it real nice when we're doing like the section where I show memes and shit and that type of stuff. So you could have somebody who's sitting at home or somewhere else running your live while you guys are actually working.
Yeah, so if we get a chassis for the Cletus and Cars Burnout competition, we could do something where we just stream while we're wrenching to get that done.
Yep. And then realistically, you guys could run a live while you're at the event.
Yeah.
And have somebody run it.
Only problem with that was, we'd have to have it done somewhere else. There were so many people there, but it was like 10,000 people last year.
Killed the internet.
Internet was just dead. There was you couldn't upload anything. It just took forever.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a problem you're going to run into with that.
So, yeah, it's all bandwidth limiting when you come to cellular. So as people get on it, you're all sharing the same pipe. So then at the end of the day, it's just overloaded.
Yeah. That's why you get that Starlink shit and just take the thing with you.
That's right.
One of my buddies, Will, that was in the comments here earlier, that's what he's working on getting because he lives out in the country and he's got horrible internet. He said he spent, I think, $100 to get on a list, and it's been about a year, and he just got notification that something's ready for him to do. Yeah.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
I used to install a lot of that stuff, so like HughesNet and Starlink. I guess it was good money, and you could just
Starlink's new. They have that's not really.
That's the same.
Well, plus, I heard he just lost like 50 satellites.
Yeah, they fall into things. It's cool.
It was like a magnetic storm or something. And lost like 50 of them.
He's not like a supervillain or nothing.
So Tim, what's up with your 5.3? What's going on here? What's the story? Because I will tell you all kinds of scumbag ways to do fun things with the 5.3. I don't recommend you use much of my. I had a guy hit me up. He's wanting to do the same Subaru swap I'm doing on mine. And I was like, I will tell you all of the wrong ways to do things because I found all of the wrong ways. I don't know the right way to do any of this, but I can save you some time by not doing the wrong shit I've already done.
That's right.
That's usually what I tell people. It's like, I don't know everything, but I can tell you where we went wrong.
Yeah. Trying to finish the build. Well, what state is it in? I know you're talking about head gaskets earlier and studs and whatnot. That was him, right?
State of disarray.
Yep.
Confusion.
Open up.
Got it opened up to the heads, trying to check gap by.
Oh man, you're going way more. I literally am just thinking that 160,000 miles on a 6-liter is plenty enough gap in the pistons and rings.
Yeah, gap for boost, dude.
Exactly what I said. 76 millimeter billet wheel Borg Warner will be fine against that.
Yeah, they'll close them rings right up.
That's a little too nice. You need to be.
I got that for $600 because it was in a motor that lost oil pressure. So it probably needs a new journal bearing, but
it's only one way to find out.
I mean, I could spend what is it? I think I can send it to the shop that built it for like $400 and they'll rebuild it. Or I could just order the kit myself and just do it and wing it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
It's more content, right?
Right.
I rebuilt this turbo. Let's see what happens when it fires up.
Unbalanced as hell.
Yeah, I probably will send it out because, like I said, it is a billet wheel, so it's really a nice unit. But my buddy ended up he blew the motor up, and he lost the oil pump and then blew the motor up, and
You'll have that.
then went twins, and so I got
Had
the
on those big jabs.
yeah, big boost, Nova, fun times. Having problems, man. What's the problems, man? What do you?
Well, your first problem is you win LS. Oh,
Oh my God, you're in the wrong chat for this tonight, dudes.
I think he's got a Fox body too, if I remember right. I think that's what he was building this for.
so here's what I'm gonna do. When you see me put an LS motor in something, it's might be foreign. That might be a good start. And if it's not foreign, it has to be all-wheel drive.
700 wheel. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so he's pulling out a 351 to go LS. Smart man.
Well, come on now. 351s are pretty good.
Or back in the day.
I mean, if I was going to go get a Ford motor right now, 351 would be pretty high on the list still.
Okay, and then what?
And
It's better than a 302.
yes.
And we'll throw a bunch of parts at it that no one makes really anymore. But I mean, you got them laying around, so it makes it feasible for you.
I have a couple 351s. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but
You know my reasoning here. I'd have to get all new piles of metal to go LS. I have so many piles of existing metal.
but you don't do anything with the piles you have.
Well, they all have ideas.
I mean, I'm with you. Well, I mean, realistically,
Cam.
I'm gonna say turbo, cam, and intercooling, man, those make big difference. And then headers out. I mean, you play with those three right there, and you'll make some serious power.
Yeah, you don't have to do a full blown build. You can do the cam, headers, slap on a turbo. I always tell everybody just get it running. Do your upgrades and get it running, see where you're at, and then see what's the next thing.
Yeah, I'm totally the opposite way. Spend 3 years on a project going in opposite directions everywhere and have it torn apart. Then figure out you got to move across the country and slap it all back together really quickly. Figure out a bunch of that shit you did isn't going to work, and then let it sit for like a year. That's how
And
I
then
do
sell it.
So how's that
No.
working for you though?
Not selling it. It's in a trailer in Mississippi.
No one wants
gathering
to buy
dust.
that trash. It's fine.
I guarantee I could sell that.
Give him
trash.
$500 for it.
I mean, for how much? That's the trick. But I could definitely sell that.
All right, fellas, I think we are going to call it.
You
The
calling
garage
it?
is getting a little nipply in here.
Yes, it is getting
All right,
cold.
boys.
Appreciate you guys jumping on with us, and
Anytime, man.
I will reach out to you guys about actually doing a podcast as well.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely down.
All right, see you
All right.
guys.
Later.
All right.
Bye, everybody.